Now this guy, the next video, is 100% going to get people fucking killed. Oh my god, he shot the fucking ceiling of the gun range.
Who authorized him to do this?
Oh my god!
What the fuck?
Dude, and you know what? This is the thing. I told my wife, I said, people like this freak me out at the range because accidents happen because of people like this. I hate being around people like this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after about a month of absence from the Barracks Party. Our last episode was Halloween.
Yeah.
And the reason why was because November was a very, very busy month for me. I went hunting in 2 different states and got 1 deer, 1 fucking little doe. Listen, man, everyone calls me the Bambi Slayer because I've equally shot as many good bucks as I've shot young deer.
Okay.
And when I mean juvenile deer, I mean this is like their first year without spots and stripes.
Oh man.
And both times that I've done this has been in Michigan. And okay. I don't know why, but apparently the deer in Michigan are small. They're really small. Like this deer that I shot, I was 205 yards away. And I know this because I had a rangefinder. And 205 is a very obscure range to lie about. Usually people round to the nearest 10. But it was between 200 and 205. And I saw some doe walk by my blind, and I'm like, they're really small. I'm going to let them go. No, that one's really small. I'm going to let that one go. So I had like a bunch of doe to my right. They were really tiny. And then over the hill came 2 more. And I'm like, they look bigger. And I was looking through my scope and I was looking through my rangefinder and I was watching for a second and like, comparing their sizes, and they were the same size and they both looked, they looked decent. So I'm like, all right, well, the one that goes broadside is the one that gets the shot. The one that went broadside, and I got fired, and I honestly thought it missed because I didn't realize that I dropped her like that. She dropped instantly.
Okay.
And because I saw 2 doe and a buck, a 6-point buck. And I was like, I should have fucking waited. I should have waited. Because like they started running away, doing their little gallop and prancing. And there was the 2 doe and then the buck. And I'm like, ah. I'm like, man, did I fucking miss? I'm waiting for one of them to drop. And no one's dropping. And I'm like, fuck, I missed. So I go over there. Come to find out also, I shot a deer on someone else's property.
Ooh. Oopsie.
I didn't realize my wife's cousin's farm ended beyond that tree line. Because there's like little tiny like fucking spruce trees. And then there was an open hill. And the deer was on that hill. Perfect. Beautiful shot. And I walk up there and I see her laying on the ground. I'm like, cool. I was like, fuck, she's really small. I ended up losing like meat off of her front quarter though. Yeah. The bullet went in right through, double lung and heart, hit both her lungs and her heart. That's why she dropped right away. And out her fucking front quarter, and it left a hole like that.
Oh shit.
Like her bone was sticking out. Like it just blew her fucking, I basically blew her leg to pieces. And I felt bad because I'm like, I don't really like shooting young deer, but I mean, it's meat for the freezer too. So, I mean, I didn't want to shoot a younger deer. It's just, it's really hard to tell in Michigan because a lot of the really big mature doe are insanely elusive. I mean, it's like that anywhere though. Mature doe are almost harder to get than a buck because they are just fucking smart.
Yeah.
So, and the mature bucks are equally as hard because they're mature for a reason. Like mature deer become mature because they've survived multiple years of seasons. And often I kind of make fun of my my cousin for this or my dad for this. He misses a lot. And I'm like, you really sure are. You're making some smart deer. Because they do learn. If you fucking shoot them and they don't die and they like survive the shot, or you shoot them and miss them and they take off and they realize like, oh, there's things trying to kill me during these hours. They wise up and they only hang out and they literally just go out at night. They're nocturnal animals anyway, but in the rut, and if it's cold, they'll move around. But I don't know if you've been deer hunting.
I have.
You have? So you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it also doesn't help the fact that I'm using a 30-06, so I'm using a fucking chonker of a round to shoot deer. And like, of course, the smaller the deer, the more it's gonna fuck them up.
Yeah. Yeah. Just blows right through all their lack thereof of muscle and
the only time that I fucking this one, she had a lot of fat. She was fat. Like when I skinned her, like her back straps and everything were under about a fucking 1/4-inch layer of fat. She had so much fucking fat on her, and her stomach was full of like corn, and I only know that because I cut it open. But I didn't do a gut shot. My first buck last year, I was using a really shitty round. I was using a Core-Lock polymer tip, which is like designed to basically explode on impact.
Okay.
So when I shot that deer, it didn't go all the way through, and I lost him. I found him eventually after we were calling it a day. But I looked for hours and I couldn't find this deer because the round went in and fucking went bah like that. And literally all of his guts exploded. Like the round blew up, took out his lungs, took out his stomach, like ripped his stomach to pieces, and it went out his other side, but it didn't go through his pelt. So like the back end of the bullet went through and his pelt caught it. So there was no blood trail anywhere. All of his shit was internal. So when I finally did like open him up when I found him, it was literally soup inside of him.
Ugh.
Yeah. So it was like I had to literally like cut him open, and instead of like pulling his guts out, I had to dump him and then cut the rest out.
That's gross.
Yeah. But this deer, he was a fucking fat boy himself too. He was his stomach was full of corn and acorns. I mean, like he had been eating nonstop for fucking weeks, probably. Like nothing. His stomach. He just ate everything in front of him.
Yeah.
And I know he was a fat boy too, because he was. The second I sat in my stand, which was at like 5 o'clock in the morning, sun's not even out yet. I'm in my stand for maybe 15 to 20 seconds, and I can already hear him crunching away at acorns. he followed me in, sat there eating acorns, and literally stayed there for an hour and a half eating.
Just eating.
He maybe moved from one side to the other in that amount of time, but he literally just stayed in that one spot and long enough for me to shoot him. Long enough.
That's wild.
Long enough for the sun to come up and for me to shoot him.
Because you can't shoot at night, obviously. You gotta wait for the sun to come up for it to be like a legal shot, right?
Well, first light. If you can, like, there are kind of exceptions where if you can confidently take an ethical shot and you know that it's a safe shot and you know that it's the deer that you're allowed to shoot, you're allowed to shoot.
Yeah.
Especially
they just want to make sure you can identify.
That rule mostly applies at last light though. So like if you're tracking a deer and a deer is approaching you and you've been watching that deer and that deer is just taking its time walking to you and you're still waiting for a shot and it just starts to get dark, but you could still make that shot and you know for a fact that that's the deer that you're watching, then yeah, you could take the shot too. Like, it's not like, oh, man, it's fucking last lights happen. I can't shoot you now. No, it's not like that.
Gotcha.
But, So yeah, I was gone. So anyway, long story short, November was a very busy month. I was also wrapping up some projects and shit for school. Final semester of my second degree is done.
Nice.
School is
Congratulations.
officially fucking over for me. Also, more fun thing, I bought a car.
Nice.
I bought an SUV.
Oh yeah, you sent me a picture of
Yeah, I bought an SUV. I bought a gun. Yeah,
Mhm.
dude, let me tell you. So I have a 1911 that was always my it wasn't my everyday carry because I didn't carry it because it's a full size 19. It's not like like a long boy, but it's like the average. It's like a standard size 1911, which is a piece that you do not want to carry all the time. It's too fucking big.
Yeah.
And so it just literally sat in my fucking nightstand drawer as a home defense gun. And I was just sitting there and I'm like, I really want a true everyday carry gun. So I was like looking around and stuff, and I was looking at SIGs and shit, and I picked out the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 carry comp, and I took it to the range last week. No, like the Saturday after Thanksgiving was the first time I actually took it to the range, and I shot like shit, and I don't shoot like shit. Like my 1911. Almost any fucking range from 5 to 30 yards, that round will go right where I fucking want it. But this thing, I was shooting very far left all the time. And the worst thing is like I couldn't tell if it was me or if it was the gun, because normally people are like, "Oh, these sights are broken." But the truth is that they just can't shoot. But I was grouping in that spot. So I'm like, okay, I'm aiming at one spot and I'm tight grouping, but it's far left of where I'm trying to hit. Is it me?
Yeah,
or is it the
you
gun?
gotta aim off.
So one of the range masters came up. He's like, let me try it. And he shot fucking dead center. He's like, it's 100% you. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? The thing is, it's my first striker fire gun. It's got no safety on it. It's got a trigger safety, like a Glock does.
Yeah.
I'm not used to triggers like that. So my 1911's got a very thin trigger and a very short travel. So like the wall, like it's called the wall when you're starting to pull and you feel that stop before the fire, before you shoot.
Yeah.
Like it's almost right there. Anyway, so I don't have travel on my trigger. Like my gun will go like as soon as I'm squeezing, it's going off. This gun has a lot of travel before I hit the wall, and I'm not used to that. And the trigger is a lot wider, and it's curved. My 1911 trigger is slightly curved, but it's like tucked farther back because it's a 1911.
Yeah.
And yesterday I had an aha moment, and mostly to thank my buddy Tony for this. He was attached to SF groups and shit, so he shot pistols a lot. Pistols is like what he does. So he's like, your finger trigger placement is shit. That's why you're doing this. And I'm like, it feels like, to me, it felt like the trigger was in the right spot. And then I decided to shoot with my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand, and my rounds were going keyholing right where I fucking wanted it. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm shooting with my non-dominant hand. It feels awkward to hold it that way. And when you're shooting with your non-dominant hand with your dominant eye, you have to move the fucking sights of the gun to your eye. You don't move your eye to it. You move the gun to your eye. So that feels weird when you're doing it with, like, are you right-handed or left?
I shoot right.
What dominant eye are you?
Right.
So imagine using your left hand and bringing your sight up to your right eye.
Yeah. Weird.
It's weird. So
the dominant eye thing, it's one you see better out of, right?
It's the one
the one you're more comfortable with.
It's both. The one you're more comfortable with. Yeah. So like,
I'm more comfortable with my right, but like blind. I have no prescription in my left lens because my left eye works. My right eye, blind is fucking bad. But I shoot with my right because that's how I was taught when I was a kid, even though I'm left-handed.
You said you're right-handed.
No. I'm left-handed, but I shoot right-handed. I can't shoot left-handed
You can't shoot
because
left-handed?
because when I was a kid learning how to shoot,
You were just taught right-handed.
that I was taught right-handed because the shells were ejecting out of the right side, and they were like getting close to hitting me. So my dad was like, no, you have to shoot with your right hand. So I was forced to learn how to shoot right, and that became comfortable.
Try shooting with your left hand.
I have many times. It feels I feel autistic doing it. I'm like, I don't.
But is your shot placement?
It's so hard.
But how's your shot placement?
Worse.
Really?
Yeah.
See, for me, and I even asked the instructor this, like at the range. I'm like, he's like, try using your left hand. I'm like, okay. So I did, and it started becoming accurate. And I'm like, why? He's like, because your left hand has no bad habits.
That makes sense.
And I was like,
I haven't shot in a long time. I'm gonna have to try it soon.
and well, it was just, it surprised me because I was like, huh, left hand has no bad habits. Which I'm like, that really surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
makes sense.
It really threw me off. It really does throw me off because it's like, it feels awkward to do. Like absolutely horrifically awkward to do. But it worked. And so like, as I was doing this, I started thinking about, why is this working? What is my right hand doing wrong? And then I realized it was my finger on the, like how my finger was on the trigger. So I'm used to feeling it. I'm used to feeling it right here near like half, like in the midway point of my index finger. Because the trigger on my 1911 is thin. This trigger, in order for me to properly shoot, the edge of it has to sit right in the crease for me to actually get real, like it basically wraps around the trigger. And dude, when I tell you that this was basically like two different people shooting, it was like two different. I'm going to send this to you right now.
It is wild how little tiny adjustments in shoot, especially pistols.
Well, I honestly got to thank my buddy Tony for really pointing that out to me. And it sucks because he's not around to actually like walk me through it and show me. But so let me so this was, hang on, this was so this was before and this was after.
Oh damn, that is two different people, dude.
I want to show the fucking I'm gonna show the chat.
Yeah, gum, not a single shot dropped on the second one. That's crazy.
So that was
at least on paper.
And then even more so, here I'll show you, like after this was also like multiple, me also trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, that's about accurate.
So because I was shooting at different numbers without targets. So let's see. This was after. This was also like, I'm going to show the chat this, but this was also me trying to figure out, like, this is with my left hand. So all in the 9, actually all in the 7. No, I'm sorry. In the 9 was my left hand. Like all, like the little grouping in that area where it's all keyholed was left-handed. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was right where I wanted it. So then I tried, and then at the 7, that little blue circle, that's 20 rounds.
Okay.
But there's you
can
7 near the 7 on the and the third photo I sent you with a blue circle in it.
Yeah,
that's 20 rounds.
So you're just hitting the same spot?
Yeah,
going through.
I'm keyholing like most of these holes. So then after that, so once I figured that out, now I'm going to show the chat again. This is before when I started with my right hand. This is after. Like, not a single one of them are outside of the red.
Which is impressive as fuck. And especially in
this was 10 yards. Both of them were at the same distance, 10 yards.
Yeah.
Which
that's awesome.
Doesn't sound far, but it is farther with a pistol than you realize.
Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, what is it statistically? Most engagements, self-defense engagements are within 7 yards.
Yeah.
So being able to hit like effectively at 7 yards is actually harder than most people. Like, you don't shoot, Doesn't sound that hard, but it is, and that's in a calm environment.
So this
when
is
you're just starting out, at least.
right. This was like 11 rounds. So there was 2 keyhole, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keyhole in the center. Oh wait, no, there's more. There's like the top of the X is also a hole. The cool thing about my range, by the way, and I love this fucking range. There's an iPad, like a little tablet at your station where you can adjust a camera and zoom in on your target. So you can see your shot placement from where you're standing.
That's so nice.
Yeah. You can also, there's also a panel right here next to you where you hit the buttons and you can set up drills, shooting drills.
Mm-hmm.
And it like will change, the target will change range and turn and shit.
I want that.
It's the only range we have that's like that.
That's fucking awesome. I need to find something like that or see if there is something like that around here.
This range,
surprisingly, Utah's a lot of people shoot, a lot of ranges.
It's, what do you mean surprisingly in Utah? You're shocked at this?
Yeah, because it's like the Mormon state. Whenever I think about it, like before I moved here, when I thought about it, I'm like, this is the peaceful place.
Even, okay, so yes, they're Mormons, but they're also religious. And what are religious people predominantly? Liberal or conservative?
Conservative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mormons are just a different version of a fucking like Southern Baptist.
Well, I'm saying I've learned, right? Living here for a few months. It's just that was just my preconceived notion. While incorrect, that's what I imagined.
That religious people are
that
are like, oh no, guns and violence, no, and it's actually quite the opposite.
Well, it's not religious people. It's a set Mormonism, a sect of religion. In my head, my preconception was like more peaceful, kind of like a Jehovah's Witness, right? They're very not allowed to own a gun. You're not allowed to join the military. You're going to hell. You can't be a cop. You're not allowed to put yourself in any situation where you might have to defend yourself. If you do, you lay down and die. Like, I'm not kidding you. It's fucking, that's how it is. And for some reason, when I thought of Mormonism, it is because Mormons also go door to door. So I just thought, Jehovah's Witnesses do that. It's probably similar. It's a very dumb way to get to that conclusion. But that was like,
it's a very bad way.
What I knew, because I was raised Jehovah's Witness for when I was little. You know what I mean? So like I'm familiar with that. So I was like, oh, there's probably some similarities here. And then I started learning, and I'm like, they're nothing alike.
Hang on a second. I don't mean to interrupt you right now, but I had to switch my camera and my camera source. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I was trying to use the virtual camera so that I could kind of give me a background blur, and also the quality was a little bit better, but the frame rate kept dropping. It kept lagging. My camera was lagging. So I'm like, I had to stop because it was like really rough to watch. And I don't know what it's going to do when I'm playing these YouTube videos. So, but yeah, like, the only reason why I know Mormons aren't like that is because I had a soldier who was Mormon.
Yeah.
So
I ran into one guy that was, but claimed to be, and he was kind of one of those people that's like a liar.
Like Bree Powers.
Tried to, yeah. He like, I remember a story. It didn't even happen in our unit. It was just someone came to our unit that used to be in a unit with him, you know. Anyway, he said that nobody liked him, and he tried to wear a white T-shirt instead of the green under his camis, and tried to claim religious accommodation and that he was Mormon and only white can touch his skin or something like that. And then
what?
Like,
that's not a thing.
Yeah, I know. Like it's like, yeah, they have their undergarments and everything, but yeah, it's not like you can only have white cloth touch your skin. But he tried to claim it. So we don't know if he's actually Mormon or if he was just trying to be different or what the hell was going on.
He was just trying to be different.
Slow.
Oh, that makes sense.
He was also a little slow.
So well, me getting like my new hyperfixation besides space is now guns. I can't have enough guns now. It's
Well, especially with the whole, yeah, no, we got alien weapons.
oh
Kind of
yeah,
mixes pretty
yeah.
good.
What the fuck, dude? Yeah, like so for those so like the Halloween episode, which I wanted to talk about this too. That after the Halloween episode that we did with Whiskey, we talked a lot about space. We didn't get to talk about the aliens part as much. But Congress had a fucking hearing. I mean, they've had these before, but more or less confirmed that we have been reverse engineering alien technology for fucking decades. And then we with outside contractors like Lockheed Martin and shit trying to reverse engineer that we have alien weaponry that we're trying to reverse engineer. And if there's like like a secret arms race between us and China and Russia because they have some shit too, of trying to reverse engineer this first. And then ever since then, more and more and more of these fucking UFOs and UAPs keep popping up. And
I wonder
what
if it's like all that stuff, like the aliens and everything, are just getting more knowledgeable and comfortable and everything like that. And they're like, well, we can't hide it forever.
They
so
even said they've even said that like the fucking UAPs that we're seeing, they're getting more and more brazen. Like they're not trying to hide anymore. And they're in the ocean. I know another weird thing that I forgot to tell you about. So there was a scientist, right? I don't know how credible he is, but he did talk about how, and this is actually true, off the coast of California, there was like this weird satellite image of the ocean off the coast that you could see that there was something under the water that looked like a giant fucking airbase under the water. And people were like, what's that? And Google blurred it and said, there's nothing there. It's like, well, if there's nothing there, why are you blurring it?
I want to know.
And then that guy said that is truly an underground installation that they are using. Not us, them.
Yeah. I want to know how much, if they completely uncensored, 100% uncensored.
Like declassified everything?
Declassified everything. Like, and let us see it. That would be nuts.
Oh, dude, absolutely. But, you know, even still, like, so it would be nuts for people like us that are kind of like, oh, about it. But 90% of, like, this is how you know that mankind is just, we're over it. Is because when they did say, hey, man, hey, by the way, we've been gaslighting you guys since the fucking 50s and 60s. These things are all real. And XYZ, the jellyfish video. Have you seen that thing?
No.
The jellyfish video. The jellyfish video is like the craziest UFO video I have ever seen. Jellyfish UFO. The jellyfish UFO. Now, this was over, which was eventually like confirmed. This was a CIA black site in Iraq.
Okay.
And this thing was flying over it.
Interesting.
And it made national media, like national news. Let me see.
How the fuck did I never hear about that? I guess I don't really deep dive into this stuff as much as you do. So that would be why I'm not looking for it.
Now, this was through what was called we call it a raid camera. That when you're downrange, you have this this camera that you can watch shit to, like, you know, see who's placing IEDs and shit. And it's got thermals and shit on it. Watch this fucking thing.
Okay. AI fucking ad. Good God.
And it changes its thermal signature as it's floating over the space.
Oh. I have seen this.
This is real. This was on the news. This was on, like, national news.
I thought this was fake.
No. This is real. Because it was on, like, news outlets. Like, straight up, like, CNN, MSNBC, all those people. They were all talking about it.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And my theory,
This was real.
This was real. There's even a documentary called Alien Investigation, which is like the guy that the investigative journalist that talked to Bob Lazar, who was not an UFO guy. He just stumbled into UFO shit because of Bob Lazar, the whistleblower for Area 51. Everything that Bob Lazar has ever said has been proven to be true. And they try lying about it throughout his whole and discrediting him forever. And look at that. There's dudes walking underneath it, not even knowing they're walking underneath this thing. My theory is that this thing is not a ship. It's that. It's them.
You think we're looking at an alien here?
I think we're looking at one of them.
Wow.
Because
that's an interesting theory.
Well, because if you remember during the congressional thing when they were talking about it, they said what is this? What are these? And like, you know, is there other intelligent life out there? And they're like, well, it really depends on what it is. They are saying that we might be surprised at what it really is. It could be AI or even a machine civilization.
Okay. So the automatons are real.
Automatons are coming to get us. Real.
And Helldivers has really just been a giant simulation.
Is this the part where it goes into the ocean? Into the water? Is there water off the coast of Iraq? There was someone saying that there was more footage that wasn't shown. This is so far the most footage I've seen. I haven't seen this part where it's at right now. It's just fucking floating off into the desert or wherever the fuck it is. But it kept just flying away, just going away.
It's moving.
Anyway. But yeah, like these things are constantly showing up over nuclear sites and military bases and forward operating bases and shit. They follow submarines a lot, apparently.
What if, okay, the reason for like being like, hey, by the way, this is, you know, we've been gaslighting you. It is real. You know, here it is. It's like a slow burn of like, this is real because like some intel was found or something was done that it's like, we might be going to war soon and we might have to get people to like come to terms with the fact that we might have to fight these things and slowly leak all of this, you know, and get people comfortable with the idea.
What I think about it is that if these things are actually truly real, if they are really another alien civilization, the other crazy part is that they're saying that these things have been here for a long time.
Yeah.
Like their presence here is not new. Like they've been throughout all of human civilization, they've been here the whole time.
Maybe the ancient aliens people were right.
Yeah, that's the other thing where people are like, we owe this dude a fucking apology. The aliens guy. Everyone owes him an apology because they made a meme out of him, and he was fucking mostly correct from the way it sounds. Like these things probably have been here for the whole fucking time. They've been hiding in the ocean. And my wife was like, well, how would we not find them? And I explained to her, we have explored more of space than our own oceans.
Yes.
And I showed her like a 3D model of Earth. And I'm like, do you realize how large the Pacific Ocean actually is? It's called the back of Earth's head. Essentially, if you turn Earth and look at just the Pacific Ocean, there is no land. It's all just water. The back of Earth, where the Pacific Ocean is just water. And the continent, like the land, is literally on the edge of the Earth, each way of the sphere. Most of our land is on one side.
Yeah.
The rest of it is on the other. The rest of the Earth is on the other side, and that's mostly water and some islands. That's why when people get lost in the Pacific, they're gone. You're not going to find them.
Yeah.
The Pacific Ocean is massive.
Yeah. Which is nuts.
It's nuts. And it's like, well, and also the depth of oceans. There are parts of the oceans that we can't go to. because of the pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the perfect hiding place. If you really think about it, our oceans are truly the perfect hiding place, because you could hide a lot down there, especially if you have the technology to withstand that pressure. You can hide a lot down there.
So you know that thing where like you ever look at somebody and you just try to put yourself in their shoes and what they're seeing in that moment and like realize like they're living an entire life, you know?
Yeah.
I'm having that moment right now about these things and just like trying to put myself in a weird base. Obviously I can't imagine anything because it's like, I don't know what they'd be looking at, but I'm just thinking of like being one of these things where it's like, all right, let's go do more research today. Let's go look around and go back my ocean base. They still have no fucking idea where I am.
Let's go look at the monkeys in their cars and shit, you know? Like the fucking weird primates that are living on the surface.
Look at these almost bald primates out here just hanging out.
Just hanging out and killing each other over nothing.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, food? We've mastered the to not need it. Starvation? What's that?
We process nutrients in a different way. Like what that's probably why they hang around the nuclear bases. They're like, they're very curious about nuclear energy, and they're like, what are you going to do with that? I see you made it into a bomb. What are you going to do with that?
Of course you did. Idiot.
It's like, of course, the fucking bald monkeys are fucking making bombs out of the most efficient fuel source that they have on this earth.
They're killing each other with it.
They're killing each other with it. And it's funny because it's like, it is really funny if you think about it. It's like, if you think of nuclear, and this is what I say, maturing is realizing that nuclear energy is truly the future of renewable energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is, and contrary to popular belief, it really is the cleanest form of energy.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking, when you see the nuclear plants and you see all that shit coming out of the smokestacks, it's not toxic. It's steam. It's water vapor.
Yeah.
It's not anything crazy. It's water vapor. And it's because you need water to cool down the reactor, and that's just steam coming off the reactor. By the time that steam gets out of that stack, it's not harmful anymore. It's not harmful at all. I remember seeing this on TikTok. There's a guy who was working at a nuclear reactor, and he made this TikTok channel about it. And he was saying, he's like, it is actually so safe to be in that water. I can jump in there and swim in it if I want to and be fine.
Really?
Yes. Because the reactor itself is not radioactive to be around. It's only radioactive when the core is exposed.
Okay.
So,
that makes sense.
And I'm not a nuclear scientist, so please do not take my word for this. I'm just going off of other people's word. But the only reason why we're so afraid of it is because of Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island and Fukushima.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need water to cool the reactors. So that's why a lot of these nuke plants are by water source, so that they have a flow of water to a constant flow of water through the reactor. Now, irresponsibility is why meltdowns happened. 3 Mile Island was one, and Chernobyl was most definitely another.
And they're trying to cut costs there.
They try to cut costs and cut corners on
materials.
They tried cutting safety. They like, anybody that questioned anything like got shot or whatever. And 3 Mile Island is like, you got fired if you questioned anything, and it was just a fucking nightmare. And those incidents are why people stopped using nuclear energy. And Fukushima was another incident where just an earthquake, a super unfortunate thing. So it's like nuclear energy could be used. It is the cleanest form of energy, and it's infinite. Because the way I put it like this, if nuclear energy was truly that bad, why are we still using it?
Yeah. Exactly.
In our fucking boats and our submarines. Most of our ships in
Mhm.
the Navy are nuclear powered. All of our
Mhm.
submarines are nuclear powered because
Mhm.
it's infinite. It's infinite energy. You don't have
Which
to
is not,
you don't have to refuel. I think you got to switch the rods out once in a while, but it's infinite. Now the
yeah.
other thing is like nuclear waste. What do you do with nuclear waste? Because whenever you use energy, there is a waste. So what do you do with the nuclear waste? That's the only thing.
Launch it.
Launch it into space, more space junk to burn back into our atmosphere. There was actually like a theory, like what about throwing it in a volcano, an active volcano?
I feel like it would be really bad.
I don't know. I really don't know. But
I don't either. But it just doesn't sound good.
no, it does. It sounds like it would probably be bad, but I mean, we could
Yeah.
speculate that all day. Anyway, let's get into our things today. So today, the whole theme of today, because I'm a huge gun nut now. I've always been one, but now I'm even more so, is stolen valor and really bullshit fake tactical trainers. And the
I
reason
love
why
the fake tactical trainers.
dude, and the only reason why I say that is because we have them by me. There is no real legit training facility. I see these guys on fucking like on TikTok, like DJ Shipley, former Navy SEAL.
Mhm.
His program's legit, right? You see all these other guys, these other former operators, former SWAT, all these shit. They have training programs. And there was
Mhm.
another guy who was on Sean Ryan. His name is Blake Cook. He
Mhm.
Army veteran, Afghan deployments, former gang unit SWAT. He trains law enforcement, and him and a
Yeah.
former Delta guy have come up. I can't remember the Delta guy's name. Have made a training group together where they go around
Mhm.
and they have this program where they will do private training for like for civilians,
Mhm.
and you can do home defense training. And what they'll do is they'll take the layout of your home and basically make a replica of it.
Yeah.
And use it as a training facility.
Yeah.
And they
I've
have,
seen a little bit of that. Maybe not those guys specifically, but I've seen like ideas of that.
but yeah, so they have these like very specialized training weapons, which are basically they are straight up like M4s and shit.
Yeah.
And they use a form of simunition, but
Okay.
they're specifically designed for it versus the simunition we use in the military, where all you are changing is the bolt carrier, and you're
Mhm.
using paint rounds, and it just fucks up your gun. These are specifically designed to use this type of simunition,
Okay.
and you don't, and it's like safe enough to where you don't need to wear a protective face mask. You just need safety glasses.
That's interesting. That's actually really cool.
Well, and the reason why they want it to be that way is because when you're doing training, you're looking for masks. You're looking for people with a mask on because those are the people you're going to
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah.
So there's some value in it, but there's not enough value in it because you already identified your threat before it became a threat.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they wanted to make a way where it was very hard to determine. Like they even do school shooter scenarios for SWAT, and they actually do it in a
Mhm.
real school with real students.
Really?
Yeah, the students can volunteer for it, and like basically the students are part of the training scenario to kind of give that realism for the training.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah, but it's also valuable for the student. What to
Yeah, 'cause then
expect
they
when,
learn like what do they need to do.
not only what they need to do, but what they should not do.
Yeah.
Also for the officers, like one of the things are like you're going to see kids shot, and you're going to have to ignore them to take out the threat first.
Mhm.
So that's the other thing. The people want to like provide aid first, but like they say in the military, when you're providing combat life saving,
Yeah.
the first step, shoot them in the face, which is the enemy. Like you got to neutralize the threat before you treat somebody. Unless you're behind you're in an area of cover where you can treat and everybody else is engaging, sure. But if they're in a situation where the threat is active in that vicinity of your casualty, you have to take out the threat first.
Yeah, or else it's just gonna cause more casualties.
Not only, yeah, well, not only that, but you're putting yourself and like your other officers or whatever in danger too, because it's like you're treating a casualty while there's an active threat, and now you're
Yeah,
vulnerable.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, so like there's a lot of people out there, a lot of legit people out there that have, you know, good training programs, but there are exponentially more bullshit people out there. I like to call it, we just have a bunch of LARPers that give bullshit training and overcharge for it. Like they'll
Mhm.
charge thousands of dollars for these dog shit training. And like what I'll tell you people, what I'll tell those that are watching is like, if you really are thinking about getting into like this kind of defense training or tactical training, research your instructors. Absolutely research your instructors, because
Yes.
you don't want to do like a couple of the guys we're going to show you fucking teaching you how to do shit like Detroit Urban Survival. He went viral. This guy went viral on TikTok for his bullshit, because it's like, you're going to get people shot and killed.
You can get people hurt real bad, thinking that they're Superman.
These people, like, you're showing them like these bullshit fucking, like you're in the Matrix type thing. Or like you're in like basically their tactical training is shit you see in a movie. And none of it's real. None of it works.
No, it doesn't. Especially when you're in a controlled environment and you're telling your uki, man, I haven't used that word in a fucking long time.
Your uki?
Yeah. So whenever we do McMap, we'd call like your buddy, your uki, whenever you're learning how to do moves. And obviously they're not fighting you. They're just supposed to stand there and let you practice the move first.
And then you apply it.
But yeah. And then you apply it to learn it. But he's sitting here just being like, da, 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 and he's trying to show how to do it. And then like I've seen some videos where people like a little bit of resistance and it doesn't work. And he's like, dude, chill out. Fucking stop. Let me do it. And they're like, dude, it's so easy to fucking combat.
See, and the thing is, it's like if it's a thing that does work, yeah, sometimes you need your uki to not do anything to show how to maneuver
do
the move
and get your body to understand it.
But you also, the move that you're doing is also effective if done right.
Yes. Yes.
None of this
but
whole
when you're
fucking
trying to show a bullshit move that doesn't work,
it just looks good.
If you can't apply more pressure to make it work, then it's not going to work.
Right.
Like, if it only works when they're standing still.
It's funny because
luck.
It's funny you say that, because the guy is like a little bit of resistance and it doesn't work. And it's like, dude, chill. You actually see that in this dude's video. He's like trying to like disarm an armed person. And the guy fucking just throws the training out the window and shows just how it doesn't work. And the guy was
that's
like,
exactly what I was talking about. So we'll watch it.
and the guy was just like, hang on. You got to do this. It's like, but they're not going to actually do that, dude. They're going to fucking blast you. Like any fucking person with a brain that knows that's armed and sees that you're not are just going to fucking widen that distance between you and them and blast you.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotta love it.
So, but first, before we get into that, we're going to talk about Stolen Valor. Stolen Valor is a fun thing, and it's been around for a long time. And it's funny, I wanted to bring this up because it kind of ties hand in hand with this training type shit. Because most of these bullshit instructors will tell you, I was a former Delta sniper, Ranger, Green Beret, or something like that. And just be like, I was a fucking Navy SEAL, space door gunner, and all that bullshit. And it's funny because, and I'll say it like this, if the instructor has zero or next to zero military and law enforcement experience, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And I will even say this about myself. I have 8 years in the Army, and I do not have enough training on CQB to teach you. I can teach you how to use a firearm. That's it. I can't teach you tactics because I myself don't know them. Even though I have 8 years in the Army, I could easily go to one of these places and be like, I got 8 years in the fucking Army. I know all about weapons, and lie. And then just fucking look on YouTube, which is what these guys do.
About all I could teach is the basics of CQB tactics, because I did it 5 million fucking times. But I do not feel confident enough to start a fucking class and voluntarily teach people.
Yeah.
Like, if Kate was like, "Hey, can you teach me how to like properly clear a doorway and make entry into a room?" I can teach you 100%. But I'm not charging motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
Give them a fucking bare bones class.
I have
Like-
very minimal experience with room clearing, and that's because like my MOS, even though we were attached to infantry, we were never doing the room clearing. We were always, and it upset me all the time because I'm like, dude, I want to learn how to do this. I wanted to learn. I wanted to go through a breacher course. Yeah. I wanted to learn room clearing and breaching. I wanted to learn this. But they kept telling me no because they said, no, you will never be with them when they do this. I'm like, that fucking sucks. Because like when we actually did it, when we were training in Ukraine, I was literally just sitting in the tree line watching the infantry guys go in there and do it. And they're like, your job is just to control CAS and the helicopters. And I'm like, all right. So I'm sitting out there.
You still want to learn how to do cool shit. Fuck.
Yeah, and I still want to do that. And I'm watching them go from fucking building to building to building. And I'm sitting there, literally just sitting there in the tree line, watching them. And like and listening to them on the radio with the RTO next to me, hearing his radio. And I'm like, this sucks. I mean, I loved my job. Don't get me wrong. I love the fucking being an FO, but like, I wanted to just get in the nitty gritty too with the infantry guys and do that kind of shit because I felt like there is value in that to me. Obviously, I would never apply that. The infantry guys are always going to clear. I'm always going to be outside fucking providing support with the aircraft. Like, that's just how it is.
Because your role is very important. So is theirs, but it's also still in training would be nice to know.
Yes.
If shit hit the fan and for some reason you had to get into a spot.
Well, the way that they explain it to me is that the FO, I mean, the only person that would go in there with them is probably a medic because you'll need a medic there. But they said that the FO is an asset. You're not going to send your asset into right into the fucking middle of something that's going to probably get them killed or they have a chance of getting killed. I mean, obviously, when you're in combat, there's always a chance of you getting killed. But, like, you're not going to put them in immediate danger. You're not going to put your asset in danger. You're going to keep your asset on the back so that you can use your asset if you need it.
Keep it as safe as possible.
Right. You're not going to have your fucking helicopter hovering over the target area. They're going to be way back there in the back watching it. And then they'll come in if they need to. So, anyway, but stolen valor, right? So there's a couple stolen valor cases, and it's funny that Tim Kennedy, former Green Beret, is actually kind of at the fucking head of some of this stolen valor shit because a lot of former Green Berets really hate this guy. And I know a buddy of mine who explained to me, and a lot of guys that like when it comes to Tim Kennedy that were in like the soft community. They don't like him because he inflates a lot of things. Now, this doesn't invalidate the fact that he has done shit. And he himself has admitted that he was not a very good team guy. He was not good in SF. Like, he was not a good SF guy. And because he wasn't a good team member. And he admits that. And even, is it John McPhee, Shrek? The fucking, the godfather of, not the godfather, but like the fucking, everyone calls him Delta Daddy or whatever. Like he's basically a Delta god, a Delta legend. That's what he is. He's a Delta legend. This dude is like the kind of guy that you see in movies, except he is for real that guy you see in movies. Yeah. He's the kind of guy that when people tell you stories, you're like, that's bullshit. When he tells these stories, it's like, it sounds like bullshit, but I believe him. Like, it's true. Yeah. He's that kind of guy. He's like, he's done solo fucking snatch and grabs. And like,
that's wild.
In Iraq.
That's crazy. That immediately sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
But wow.
And like he was on Sean Ryan talking about this. Like he's done solo like intel gathering and snatch and grabs. And like, basically, they're like, he's like, how the fuck did you do that? He's like, basically, you just you learn enough. You learn enough Farsi to get you along, or whatever they speak in Iraq. and you act like a complete retard. That's exactly what he said. You just act like a retard and people leave you alone. So he said he'd get in, like he would just travel on public transit and through Iraq to get to where he needed to go. And then when he get to checkpoints where people were questioning him, he'd be like, oh, and they'd be like, all right, get the fuck out of here.
Don't talk to you.
And they're like, okay, all right, go away.
Awesome.
And then he would get to the guy that he needed to get and be like, you're coming with me now. And then fucking just evac.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
that blows my mind. Like, because like, we, as a not super secret squirrel guy, your notion of combat in a combat zone is, squads, platoons, companies, all this stuff, going out on patrols, making contact, getting in firefights, coming back, doing all that stuff, back and forth from the fob. And then you think about like the super secret squirrel guys. They're just like, yeah, we kind of live here.
The thing is,
we just do crazy shit.
He explained how like you can't go into that kind of situation. He's like, he said that doing that was a very valuable training tool of learning how to be self-sufficient, knowing that you have no support or team to back you up. So you have to do things a lot differently, and you have to really, really think about what you're doing before you do it. So, like, it wasn't like you're not going after dudes and clearing rooms on your own and shit. No, you wanted to be, he said, you have to be really unnoticeable, forgettable. You got to, like, basically a face in the crowd type thing where, like, very low profile, no attention on you. To get to where you need to go, grab what you need to grab and get the fuck out. Like, it's not the glorious, like, I'm going to kill everybody in this building all on my own like I'm John Wick. No, it's not like that at all. It's like, he's like, it's fucking freaky because you don't have anybody to back you up. So you're more conscious about, like, if something goes wrong, I am dead.
Yeah. That's just wild. It makes me think of, again, yeah, it's a movie, but it makes me think of the beginning of Black Hawk Down when they go pick up that dude and he's just on his little bike and he was solo and he's like, yeah, I got the surveillance we needed. Come grab me.
That's a lot how they are. That's really a lot.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Like these, but obviously Hoot fucking really stuck out in that movie. Like he was wearing like a flannel shirt and 5'11" pants, and like he looked like a Delta guy.
And he's white in Somalia.
Yeah, and then white dude in Somalia already stands out. But like Shrek, what he did, he said he fucking just wore, like, he's like, you wear your fucking man jams and shit, you just wrap up and you grow a beard and stuff, and you just kind of get all dirty and shit, and you look like everybody else. You sound like a babbling idiot, and people, he's like, I barely speak the language. And he just like would use cash and shit, like American cash, because they loved it. They like American cash was like, oh, he just like, he'd use cash everywhere he went.
Valuable.
What's up, guys? Regiment in this podcast is brought to you by G Fuel, the ultimate energy drink for gamers. G Fuel uses a special blend of vitamins, antioxidants, and other natural caffeine resources to keep you from having those jitters or even that crash that you normally would have from other energy drink brands. So whether you're having a long gaming session or you're just having a long day and need a pick-me-up, G Fuel definitely has you covered. G Fuel also has a wide array of flavors to choose from. But if you don't know what flavor you want to try, they also sell variety packs on their website, and they even come with a cool shaker. So head on over to gfuel.com and use promo code Regiment at checkout to get up to 30% off. That is Regiment, promo code Regiment down here at checkout to get up to 30% off. But yeah, so Stolen Valor, though, because it's funny because a Delta guy is actually part of one of these stories. So we'll actually get to the first article. So a man at center of Stolen Valor case received $300,000 in benefits by claiming he fought in Operation Inherent Resolve. Wait, Inherent Resolve? That was the Ukrainian thing, isn't it?
Let me look it up.
Yeah, look up what Inherent Resolve is while I read this. So a 40-year-old Mountain View man is facing allegations he lied about serving in the military to collect more than $300,000 in pay and benefits from his employer, according to the authorities. A federal grand jury indicted Omar Naziri in July, charging him with 1 count of mail fraud in connection with the scheme. The U.S. Attorney's Office said that the news release on Friday. If convicted, he faces up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Naziri worked at a global security and aerospace company based in Bethesda, Maryland, but that had numerous locations throughout the country, including Sunnyvale. The firm provided differential pay to employees who went on military leave, guaranteeing they would not experience reduction in income due to their service. I think we've talked about this. The guy
Inherent Resolve
was that Syria.
By the way,
it was Syria.
Yeah, Iraq and Syria against ISIS.
So starting around August 2016, Naziri asked the company for differential pay on the basis that he was deploying in support of Operation Inherent Resolve, which sought to defeat the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, according to the indictment. He allegedly provided false military orders. We have talked about this.
We talked about. I think we read this exact article.
No, this is. Oh, we did. This is September 29th.
Yeah, this is the same article. We talked about this a while ago.
Oh shit.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, because then he even had a fucking letter saying, like, fake letter from the army saying, "I hope you take timely action to avoid this PR disaster." My bad. I forgot. Look, let's put it this way. That's how long it's been since we've done articles. Because we've been doing themes.
And this goes to show y'all, by the way, like when we say there's nothing to talk about,
it's not that there's nothing. It's not that there's nothing to talk about. It's just that the things that are out there to talk about are not fun. They're all sad. And soldier found dead, or people died in bombing. And it's like, dude, is there anything funny happening anymore? Like, is that how much the military has changed, where like the funny shit just doesn't happen anymore?
Yeah, it's either sad or it's just a brief that you don't want to hear about.
Now,
you just watch it on Fox News.
Now, this article is from 24 hours ago.
There we go.
So we didn't cover this one. So it's the one from Task and Purpose. Sorry, guys.
Yep, I'm on it.
Listen, forgive me. Forgive me. We haven't done articles in a while. We've been doing themes. We're just doing a couple articles because then we're going to go into the theme of like watching people be stupid. All right, so man claiming to be Delta Force veteran defrauded 32 people out of $12 million. How? St. Jovite Youngbloods. Wait. We've talked about this guy too.
We've talked about this. This because the soccer team. He was fucking with people at his son's soccer team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I remember this too. I just read son's soccer team, and I was like, I remember this.
Well, yeah, I remember soccer team and Youngblood. I'm like, what a name. I remember thinking that, like.
And gambling in Las Vegas casinos. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess this is just an update on his case.
Is it an update on his case? All right. So for to kind of go back to it. So a man who pretended to be a former member of an Army Delta Force unit offered to protect families from Mexican drug cartels was sentenced to 40 years in prison, Department of Justice officials announced. St. Jovite Youngblood, also known as Coda Youngblood, 52, defrauded 32 people out of $12 million by offering his protection to families that he convinced were under threat by drug cartels and claiming that investors would repay their money with significant returns. Instead, he used the majority of money to gamble in Las Vegas casinos. What a guy. According to federal complaint, the victim witness interviews showed that Youngblood used the threat of the cartel and other dangers to pressure victims to pay money. To carry out the fraud and extortion scheme, which dated back to at least 2010, Youngblood used intermediaries, set up in-person meetings, and avoided creating any paper trails of phone calls or emails. A federal agent testified in court in 2023. During the May 2023 recorded conversation with an undercover FBI agent, Youngblood said he recently freelanced for the Department of Defense and that he served in the military for 22 years with Delta and the Army's 82nd Airborne. U.S. military records indicated that Youngblood never served, according to court documents. Delta is an Army Special Forces Special Operations Unit, officially called 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta. It's not called that anymore. It's called CAG, Combat Applications Group. that specializes in some of the most highly classified missions involving counterterrorism, direct action, hostage rescue, and recon. Youngblood was arrested in July 2023 and sentenced by a federal court in Austin, Texas, Wednesday. He was ordered to pay a full restitution of $12,766,384. He will never pay that off.
I'm realizing this is not an update. They just either just now getting to this story on Task and Purpose.
No,
or
he was just fucking sentenced Wednesday.
Was it like it was saying Wednesday?
Yeah, it said Youngblood was arrested in July 23 and sentenced by a federal court in Austin, Texas on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. I just saw 2023 and thought they were talking about.
No, he was arrested in 2023
whenever.
And he just got sentenced.
My bad.
Yeah, on Wednesday. According to an August 10th 23 court transcript of a federal agent's testimony, one of the victims knew Youngblood for around 6 years because their sons played hockey together. The investigator testified that Youngblood targeted members of individuals from his son's hockey team. Where's the soccer part? One victim's story highlighted the DOJ release described court transcripts began when he got a call from his son one day, and the son told him that Youngblood needed to speak to him about a situation going on with your family. Imagine telling this kid, tell your dad to call me. There's a situation going on with your family. According to the federal complaint, Youngblood told the victim that he and his family were targets of a drug cartel and were in grave danger because his ex-wife was using and dealing drugs and had been involved with the cartel herself. Youngblood told the victim that his ex-wife was attempting to have him killed in order to cash in on a $6.5 million life insurance policy in his name. Youngblood claimed to have audio of the ex-wife and cartel members hiring a hitman, which he said was obtained from a friend at a national security agency. In return for their protection, Youngblood requested money. Youngblood, how did he fake that? What did he use? AI? No, it couldn't have been. That was before AI.
Probably just a really bad fucking
audio
accent. Yeah.
So Youngblood instructed the victim to write a $70,000 check to a separate person, a dealer of an antique clock business, who could deposit large checks for cash. Youngblood would promise the victim 30% return on his investment. The victim later gave Youngblood two more payments of $86,000 and $83,000. According to federal investigators, Youngblood's investment schemes involve giving the victims collateral, which includes sports memorabilia like baseball bats he claimed belonged to famous players like Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, as well as Star Wars memorabilia and famous artwork. Hey, I'll give you this Darth Vader prop.
Trust me, bro. It's from the movie.
Trust me, bro. The federal complaint. This is Babe Ruth's baseball bat. Source, trust me, bro. No certificate of authenticity or nothing. The federal complaint also described Youngblood exploiting the victim's fear to get them to do certain things that he claimed were to protect them, but instead were used to schemes involving other victims. For example, the first victim received threatening phone calls from blocked numbers. Meanwhile, Youngblood told another woman to make those phone calls, gave her a script for her to say, and directed her to use a fake accent on the calls. There it is.
Called it.
She told investigators Youngblood told her and her husband that the cartel would kill her family if they did not do this.
Wow.
So he had victims do things to bring in other victims under the threat of the same thing he was threatening the other victims with. Wow. Youngblood used the same tactic with derogatory online posts on Instagram, Facebook, Yelp, Twitter, Dealer Rater, and his first victim's company website. The post, Yelp, I know. Can you imagine leaving a Yelp review? We're going to kill you and your whole family. Like, what the fuck?
That's wild.
The post included accusations of the victim's ex-wife alleging involvement in sex-swinging groups and prolific uses of drugs, which Youngblood said was the cartel's way of threatening them. Youngblood used it as leverage to get the victim to pay and say he would get the online harassment to stop. A third victim told federal investigators that he was told by Youngblood that creating these posts would protect their family. This third victim and their family was so scared by the alleged cartel threats that they fled their Texas home in the middle of the night, moved to a hotel in Florida, and changed their names. The federal investigator testified in court. Oh my God, can you imagine doing all that and finding out it was a lie?
Dude, I'd be
leaving your home in Texas to go to stay in a hotel in another state and then legally changing all of your names.
I'd be so angry.
This fraudster developed a close relationship with dozens of individuals, building an immense amount of trust, seemingly just to destroy their lives financially through elaborate, deceitful misrepresentations. It was my hope that the individuals and families impacted by his schemes were able to repair any loss they had suffered. Crazy.
Also, the whole soccer thing was under the title.
Yeah,
And then in the
and they
article,
never mentioned
it said
anything
a
about
hockey team.
Yeah, like that's what I said. I'm like, where the fuck was the soccer at?
That's wild. That's some editor was like, oh fuck.
It's task and purpose. They were probably like, ah, shit, whatever.
Yeah.
They probably didn't realize it. They're a bunch of fucking knuckleheads like us. They're a bunch of vets. We probably got TBIs like the rest of us. And I forgot. It's okay.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's just a soccer team or hockey team. Who knows? Maybe it's a baseball team. Who knows? Oh man, that's crazy. And I talked about this a couple nights ago. We had some friends over, and we were talking about stolen valor over some pizza because this was it Kate's friend, her boyfriend, works with a guy who just stolen valor guy, right? He is Army Reserves, right? Like a supply guy or something. Or no, he's not supply. He does
he's
munitions,
actually in the Army.
right? He's actually in the Army. But told everybody he was a Marine that
First to fight, he's loyal. Went to Buds.
And yeah, went to Buds and failed out because he got lung cancer and also beat lung cancer within 6 months.
What a claim.
So,
what a claim.
And then come to find out he's just Army Army Reserve. And like the guy I was talking to was just like, he's like, dude, if you would have just said he was Army Reserve, I'd be like, that's cool, dude. Awesome. That's like, why are you lying about your service?
But that's the thing. When people lie, they never lie about the dumb shit. They always lie about elaborate, grand things. Like, and it's very often that there are dudes in service that didn't do fucking anything that lie the most. Versus people that never did anything ever. Most of the people that are lying and do the stolen valor thing are dudes that served, but served in a lower capacity than they claim they did.
Just be proud of what you did. Because I was telling him over it, I'm like, just being in the military, a lot of people find cool. It's 1% of the population is the stat. Yeah, just join, even in a reserve capacity. You know what I mean? Be proud of it.
It's not even just
that a lot of people don't do. It's cool.
It's not even that less than 1% of people join. It's less than 1% are qualified to join.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, less than 1% of people join, but it's even less than that of who are qualified to join.
Which is crazy.
So it's like the fact that you were even able to get in, it's like you are already kind of ahead of a lot of people because most people can't join. There are a lot of people out there that want to, that just can't. They're unable to. They're ineligible.
Shit, that reminds me, at Thanksgiving, I was talking to Kate's grandpa, and he tried to go in during Vietnam and was going through the officer program and everything like that, and got pulled aside because they were like, hey, we took a look at your medical records. Is this true? And he was like, yeah, I think it was like ulcers or something like that. He's like, yeah, no, it's true. And they went and verified it through his doctor and everything like that. And then some colonel pulled him in, and they were like, hey, we're going to pull you out, make you ineligible. And he went in, he was like, what you got to do is go to the draft area or whatever. They're going to do a physical. And I'm going to send you with a letter letting them know that you can't because of the ulcers. So yeah, it's just one of those things, he wanted to do it. Because I was talking about VA and disability and healthcare and all that stuff, and he was like, "I wish I had that." He's like, "I wanted to join, but I just couldn't. I wasn't allowed."
That fucking sucks.
So
I do know a lot of people that are like, I tried and they wouldn't take me. Like my barber's one. My fucking barber. I need a new barber. He's one of those guys that's like, yeah, okay, man. Type things where he's like, I wanted to join, but they said I'm too crazy. I'm like, all right.
No. But it's still one of those things, you know.
They
It's
said
like
I'm too much of.
it
I'm a danger. I want to kill people. I'm like, okay, all right, man.
but it's still, you know, when people that really do have the desire to do it and they come to find out military won't take them, you know. Some people it takes a toll on them and they're like, fuck, you know. I come
Yeah,
from generations of military service and I'm the one that can't. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
it's like that, I mean, it sucks. It does, but it's just not in the cards for you, man. That's okay. You tried, you know?
And then
Good
there's
for you. You did what you could and you just medically
and
can't
there's
do it.
those of us that when we do get there, we don't do fucking anything,
Yeah.
and that takes a toll on you too. You not
You're
doing
looking
anything.
at two of them right here.
Yeah, two of us. We didn't do fucking. I didn't do fucking shit.
I don't do fucking shit.
I mean,
Which is, hey, again, this is where it's take pride in what you could do.
like
You
honestly,
know, because it's just not in the cards for everybody.
even though like a lot of things I did were like people will be like, "That's pretty fucking cool," and like to me, it was LARPing.
Same.
It was
Same.
it was LARPing, and it wasn't fun LARPing.
Yeah. I mean, I tell people stories about like, you know, training events and traveling to other countries, training with other militaries, teaching them how we do things, learning how they do things. And people are like, that's fucking cool. And in my
And it's
head,
like,
I'm like,
no, it's not.
I kind of played around. Like it wasn't comparatively, it's not that cool. But that's the thief of all joy.
Like for
yourself.
FOs, like when I did live casts, I dropped bombs, gun runs, fucking AC-130 one time.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty awesome, right? Well,
You just didn't do it in a combat zone.
I just didn't do it on actual people, which is why I was like,
Yeah.
it's most of the bombs, by the way, were training bombs.
Mm-hmm.
So they just like, they're made of concrete.
Yeah. They just embed in the dirt.
They just fucking, like, they hit shit and they don't explode. That's the extent. Now the AC-130 is a little different because they're using an artillery gun. But like with Arty, HE rounds are just, yeah, you're using high explosive rounds. But the other thing was, it's like, you know, you're so fucking far away from the impact zone that it's like, you don't really get to see it all like glorious. And it's also, it's really disappointing to watch a fucking artillery round hit because it's really not that cool. It's really not that cool. It's just like, it's like a big gray cloud. And then you hear you just hear the blast like that. And you're just like, okay. Well, that was anticlimactic. And then you do a fire for effect, and you think like in the movies, and the rounds are just fucking hitting one after another. No, there's like a minute between fucking rounds hitting. So it's like a blast, and then you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and then another blast, and you're waiting, and you're waiting.
I got to go to a range just to watch, you know, just to watch like literally what you did. Watch people do that, right? And you just really heard it. That was it. Like as far as a visual, it was so off in the distance.
Yeah,
from where
you
we
need
were standing,
binoculars.
and I was just like, sounds cool.
So even though it is far, but like FOs were trained to actually know what to look for. So we can see it, even though that like other people are like, where the fuck was that? I'm like, oh, I was right there. Like sometimes, and even then, like you don't see the splash. You just see the little cloud of smoke after. And that's how you know where it was. So it's not like a big explosion or anything. And we even got made fun of in Eastern Europe for this. We brought our 105s out, which is like our smaller artillery piece. And who was it? It was like with the Czechs or the Polish. One of them was like, this is American firepower. They were so disappointed because it was just such a small, like, pa. And they're like, this is American firepower. And then like it was the Czechs because they were using 152s, which is like their mobile artillery piece. And they were using fucking thick boy rounds, like explosions. And they're like, look at us. And they were making fun of us because our shit wasn't that great. And it just makes you, it really kind of puts, when you're training with other militaries that like, they use what they have. And most of what they have is the shit they will actually use. So it's like, they don't have training rounds like we do. So like their blasts are significantly different than ours. So when they see us, they're like, that's some girly shit. And it's true. It's just very, it really puts it in perspective. Like, man, are we really that bad?
I remember first time throwing a grenade, like in my head, you know, I'm thinking of all the movies, like I'm going to throw this and then like debris is going to come over that little fucking wall and hit like, get dirt all over me and stuff.
Not
And I
at
just
all.
threw it. And then you go down, it blows up, then you get up and like most of the smoke and dirt and everything is dissipated and you're just like, oh,
And then you
all
also,
right.
what also puts in perspective is like how many people have survived a grenade blast.
Yeah. You just get down.
A surprising number of
You
people
just-
have survived grenades. So I'm just like,
You just dive away.
you die, not even dive away, but even those, there's a few guys that jumped on them and survived.
Yeah,
Kyle
true.
Carpenter, Marine.
Yeah. Yep.
He, he jumped on a fucking grenade and lived.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
He said, I remember hearing his interview and he was like, I don't even fucking remember intentionally doing it.
it was just, he just
like-
did it.
It's like I was just there and I kind of just like rolled over a little bit and boom, there it was. He's like, fuck, I don't remember much until I got to the hospital.
He probably didn't mean to. He was probably,
No, I'm pretty sure he said that in the interview. He's like, I didn't mean to get on top of the grenade. He's like, I was just next to it and my body protected everybody. Like, is just,
and he
he's
gets,
like,
and he
oops.
gets a fucking Medal of Honor. He's just like,
yeah,
he gets a Medal of
I
Honor
don't-
by accident.
yeah. And don't quote me. I watched this interview a long time ago, but like from what I remember, he was just kind of like, no, the Medal of Honor kind of happened by accident. It's like, it was just one of those moments. I was there and yeah.
I mean, even still, Kyle Carpenter is fucking great. Whether or not it was an accident or not, he was in the right place at the right time, and fortunately made it out of it.
Mm-hmm.
He looks good too, by the way. I've noticed he's gotten some work done. I noticed that his reconstructive work, like he's got a little bit of a beard now. I mean, obviously because he lost an eye, but like his reconstructive surgery looks pretty good. Like you can't even really tell that he's.
Oh yeah, he does look good.
Like you can't
He
even
looks
tell.
a lot better now than he did in his Medal of Honor photo where he was getting it.
I know.
He looks good now.
Yeah, I mean his like when he was getting his Medal of Honor and shit, like there's even like this new photo of him like posing, this one Marine Corps photo of him. Let me show it on the article. It's like him in his uniform with the flag behind him. There's a little bit of scarring there, but then you see him on this interview with here's a Facebook post with him and I think his wife. He's got a little bit of a beard going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he had additional work done, but he looks great.
He does.
Yeah, that's the
Good for him.
Wikipedia photo of him in his Marine Corps uniform. Looks really good. I think they think they might have fixed his eye a little bit. I think that's what it is.
I'm looking at a video. Oh, he's with his kid. It's from like 5 days ago. Yeah. I mean, he's got scarring, but I mean, it looks good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So, before we jump into this, I need another coffee.
Regiment in this podcast is also partnered with BR Paradox. BR Paradox is a company that specializes in custom-built PCs. So if you have an idea for a cool custom-built PC, they can definitely give you the hookup on that. But if you're not in the market for custom PCs, BR Paradox has a wide array of pre-built PCs that you could choose from at great prices. And if you're not in the market right now for a new PC, BR Paradox will definitely hook you up with an optimization. Optimizations take around 10-15 minutes to do, and they're very awesome. I highly recommend them. I had my PC optimized by them, and it's never run smoother since. BR Paradox also has a list of renowned customers ranging from LeBron James, Chris Brown, members of FaZe Clan, and even Angela White from your favorite orange and black site, if you know what I mean. So head on over to brparadox.com to get yourself a PC today or an optimization. And remember to use promo code REGIMENT at checkout. That's promo code REGIMENT down here at checkout.
All right, my brother left a gun safe here. He said I could have it. And it's like a sports field. It's like a fucking 30 gun safe or something like that. 20 gun safe, something. Anyway, it has a pin pad on it, but the battery died. And the battery in order to replace the battery, you have to get into the safe because the battery's in the safe.
Okay.
He didn't have a key. And I'm like, okay, so where's the other key? Where's the spare key? So it's at my old house that I sold, like hidden in the closet. And I was like, what the fuck? I tried getting a hold of the owner. They wouldn't respond because it sounds weird. Hey, I have a safe, and the key to the safe that I have was left in the house that we sold you, XYZ. It sounds sus. I asked locksmiths if they could open it without destroying it. They all said no. And then my only other option was to contact the manufacturer and be like, I have no access to the safe. I don't have a key anymore. And they're like, well, in order to do that, we need a proof of purchase. You need to register the product, which means I need the serial number, which is also inside the safe or on the paperwork, which I don't have. But I have to register it with their website first. And then I have to submit an affidavit to request the key. And then I got to pay for the key and all that shit and then give them my information. Well, there's another safe that he had, which is like a smaller handgun safe or for smaller things. And I wanted to use that too to put my handgun in. And that one also was a fingerprint thing and didn't open because it works, but it's not registered to me. But I'm like, where's the key to this? And my brother's like, I have no idea. And I'm like, motherfucker, I have 2 gun safes that I cannot use. And I don't want to throw them away because I don't know what's in them. There's shit in them, and I don't know if there's ammo in them, and I don't want to throw them in the trash, like get them, like scrap them with live ammo in them.
Yeah.
So I found some dude on Amazon that makes spare keys for that safe. And you just have to like look at the lock number and basically tell him the lock number, and he'll cut the key for that lock. The reviews were saying it works. I'm like, all right. So I put in the lock number. I just got the key today to the little safe. Opened it up. There's a bunch of shit in it. As I'm digging everything out, I find the key to the gun safe.
Nice.
And I was like, I pulled it out and I looked at my wife. I was like, oh, and she's like, is that the key to the big safe? I'm like, yes. So we go and we fucking open it. And I'm like, yes. And I open it, and I'm glad that I didn't scrap this or have someone cut into it because I was right. There's a ton of live ammo hanging out inside of that fucking safe. There's 9mm. There's fucking 12 gauge. There's all kinds of fucking just ammo in there. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with that ammo because it's been sitting in there for God knows how long. Now the biggest thing is to get that safe in my house. I got to clean up the bottom because it's got a little bit of surface rust on it from sitting in the garage. So I got to fucking kind of clean off the bottom of it and shit and get all the rust off of it and like basically make something for it to sit on so it's off the ground. But yeah, dude. My wife said no more guns until you either get a safe or get that one open. Because
there you go.
I have 2 AR-15s, a shotgun, 2 pistols, a 30-06 hunting rifle, and I had nothing to put them in. So they're just hanging out in my closet.
See, that's I never had a safe, never even looked into getting one. And then obviously me and Kate get together and I move here, and she's like, I have a safe and I don't have guns to put in it. And I was like, I have guns and no safe to put them in.
Wow. Why does she have a gun safe and no gun? Why does she have a gun safe?
I think it was a gift from her dad. I think she used to have a gun and I think gave it to.
Is it like a decent size safe for rifles and shit?
Yeah, it's a rifle safe. It's in our garage. It's
nice.
like fucking. I mean, stand it up. I think it comes up to about here on me. No, it doesn't. No, that motherfucker's taller than me. That motherfucker's up here.
I was gonna say mine is like almost as tall as I am.
Yeah. No, it's a good one. It's got shelves and everything in it. So
yeah, this one's got shelves. I opened it. It's got 2 rifle racks, a bunch of shelves. I thought it would have pistol holsters, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
But
this one's got a little thing in the back where you could put pistols. I just put ammo in there.
I also have I have a fuck ton of ammo, and it's just like hanging out in a box in my game room. So like I have 1,000 rounds of 5.56. I had 1,000 rounds of 9mm, but now I've probably gone through about 300 rounds or more. So I need, and I have like, I have like 20 something M4 mags or more. I have just a fucking surplus of M4 magazines, and like a few of them are loaded. Like I started just loading M4 mags. I loaded 5 of them. Just like have a full kit ready to go.
Yeah.
Even though they say don't do that, it's bad for the spring of the mag. But I mean, I also have like 25 other mags that I'm fucking not using. So whatever.
I need to get more. We got a gun show coming here soon, so cheap ammo, cheap.
You know how I got all these magazines? So my brother was small arms weapon repair in the Guard, and he would bring back magazines after every drill.
Oh, nice.
And also when I was in, every time we had training, they would give us magazines, and I just never gave them back.
Nice.
Oh my God. Did I ever tell you about that one time? So since we're getting into like negligence and shitty training and shit like that, did I tell you about the training exercise where there was 2 instances of a live round?
Yes, you did.
Like one was in the magazine and the other one was in the chamber of the fucking 249.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Dude, what's scarier is that imagine if I did not get that magazine. Imagine if it was somebody else, like a private, got that magazine, and just started, didn't check and started loading blanks into it. Had it not been me, and the fact that I really like to check my magazines before I even use them, that could have been so bad. Yep, someone could have gotten really hurt or killed, and it was dude.
You got lucky with it being you.
I got really lucky with it. I immediately said, everyone stop what you're fucking doing and check your magazines right now for live ammo. Because I went right over to my platoon sergeant and I was like, dude, look at that. Because National Guard, we don't say sergeant. Like, as another NCO, I'm like, dude, look at what I just fucking found in the magazines they gave us. And they're like, holy shit. And I was like, yep, everyone give me back your magazines. We're going to look at the magazines before we give them to you.
Yeah.
Thankfully, only one live round, and it was the one that I had.
Hey, good thing you checked and not just been like, well, you know.
Dude, my fucking heart sank to my ass when I saw that. I was like, I stared at it for a second. I'm like, is this real?
Yeah.
I was like, looking at it.
I was like, happening right now?
I was looking at it. I was like, no fucking way. And I pulled it out and I looked at it and I was like, oh shit. Because they gave us the magazines from the range that they were using for qual. Anyway, so first case of stolen valor. It's a little compilation. We'll breeze through this because we've been at it for a bit now, and yeah. All right, first one's up, kids. Valor stolen.
Where were you fighting, right? Where were you fighting?
Iraq.
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 Oh, I thought you said Ukraine.
No. Ukraine, Iraq, still the same place.
Iraq, Ukraine, they're the same place.
Say you a Marine.
Oh, no.
Are you a Marine? You're not a Marine.
It looks like shit.
Take that uniform off.
You normally walk around downtown in your full dress uniform?
No, sir. We were over at the Marriott doing a miss night tonight, and I thought it's okay to come over here, but obviously people have different ideas about that, sir. And I'm sorry about that. I would rather not cause controversy.
Wait, hang on. That's a cop.
Yeah.
That's a cop confronting him. This isn't too loud for you, is it?
No.
All right, good. Because I noticed that if I try turning it down, it's really quiet on the fucking edit.
Hey, I'm gonna call the cops if you don't take that off for impersonating a soldier. No, this is off. This is not right. Show me your ID.
He's panhandling in a uniform?
This is what veterans carry.
Yeah.
This is a real soldier. This is a real soldier, right? Don't touch my ID.
He's like, get the fuck out of here.
You fucking impersonator. Take that off. Take that off. You fucking take that off. You better get out of my face. Get out of my fucking face. Get out of my face, you impersonator. I have brothers and sisters that died. You wearing that shit. No, this is not how you wear this.
Pause.
This is not.
I was in Kuwait.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. I was in Kuwait. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Kuwait's not a real deployment. Not negating those that, not invalidating those that have gone to Kuwait, because yes, it technically is a deployment. But it's not a deployment. People don't brag about going to Kuwait.
That deployment.
No one brags about. No one says like, I went to Kuwait. No one does that.
Yeah.
Because we know, and we know you know.
You know.
Correct at all. Look at your shoes. Look at your uniform. You're fake. You're a fucking imposter. Take it off. Take it off.
Your mother's.
How dare you do that? How dare you do that? How dare you do that? How dare you fucking do that? You fake ass. No, you don't. Show me. Show me. Show me. You fake ass. Look at the patches. That's not even where patches go. Shoulder boards don't look like.
I mean, it's not my business.
Hey, get them clothes off, bro. Hey, let me tell you something, bro. To be done certain bitch like I did, bro, I don't feel right like you leaving them clothes on, bro. I really don't feel right. As respect,
that's a big boy.
Exposed, your mom said you lied.
Mm-hmm.
You
Two different uniforms.
That's disrespectful to the uniform.
Oh my God, it is two different uniforms. He's wearing an Air Force top, Army ACU bottoms, and fucking Timberland boots. Those aren't even fucking issue boots. Those are Timberlands.
I think so.
No, they are.
You do got an Air Force on, so they may allow, depending on what's going on. As your elder, as a ranker.
No, those aren't Tim's. He just bought those brand new out the box.
I appreciate you
because they got the fucking breathable like material on the sides of them. He just ain't got them tied.
Veterans Day was yesterday. I ain't taking it off. Oh, bro, you gonna take it off, bro?
Veterans Day was yesterday.
Take it off, bro.
Stolen valor.
Hear what I said? I was a Marine. And you can take it off on your own.
First to fight, he's loyal.
Yeah.
Honor, courage, semper fi. Skip ahead a bit. Oh, he's actually taking it off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a veteran, bro. You got a fat kid. I'm a veteran, bro. I'm a Marine.
Wait, what did he say?
You got a fat kid. I'm a veteran, bro.
He's just.
I'm a Marine. Well, I am a veteran. I knew you looked at all that when I first came in, with your Air Force top on and your armor bottom.
Trying to get 10% off at Waffle House. Let's skip ahead a bit. This one's long.
Your dog. You
Not yet.
Let's.
Yeah, this is long as fuck.
I'm at 517.
Combat as a Navy SEAL.
Wait, hang on. What did this fucking kid say?
I'm a Marine, bro. You're not in the military.
You ever been in combat as a Navy SEAL?
No, not yet.
Are you going to be, you think?
That's why. I'm still in training and stuff. It's just.
Is this dude in school still?
Go up and be like, you're a Navy SEAL, you got it.
This dude's still in
So
school.
what rank are you right now?
I'm apparently a chief sergeant.
Chief sergeant?
Well, I'm a captain in my platoon, my little platoon of 20, 30 people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's just hard. Since I can't do anything, they're deaf.
So what weapons do you use? What weapons?
Well, usually my actual weapon when I actually train and actually go to the gun range thing is usually my little M16 thing I have.
Your M16? What else?
This one's long too.
Usually I use my M16. That's all I use.
Yeah.
I usually use
Very long.
like standard mags.
My standard mag, which was like.
The rest of it.
Standard mag hold.
This one's the rest of the video.
4 Navy SEAL bases in Dallas?
No, it's not the actual Navy SEAL base. It's just like that training thing.
The training thing?
They probably talk. You gotta do something.
You're good.
I'll say this, and I stand by it. If you're gonna stolen valor something, pick a job that no one will fucking question. I was a cook. I just was a cook. Oh,
yeah. I was supply.
I was supply.
Like,
and then learn the term bullets don't fly without supply, and just be like, yeah, I was a supply. I was a mechanic. I was an 88. I was a truck driver. Something stupid.
Something uninteresting that most people, even veterans, would be like, okay,
yeah,
cool, man. That's awesome. Good for
here's
you.
another one that's like from 2 months ago. That's so. If you let me see, is this one also got like 100, like 3 videos that are like 20 minutes fucking long? Yep. Now this one's got like. This one's 6 years ago. But
they're sad. Most of these are like just sad.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause you're like,
here's
what
the
are you
thing.
doing, dude?
I don't encourage anybody to confront stolen valor. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because it's like, yeah, I mean, does it annoy me? Sure. Are they really just making fools of themselves? Yeah. Am I gonna make a fool out of myself to confront it? No. I'm not going to. Not even gonna humor it. Let them do their thing. The only time that I would ever step in is in the case that one chick that was taking advantage of the fucking VA and like the VFW and shit and getting money, like defrauding people. The Angry Cops, one that Angry Cops talked about, she said she had cancer and stuff and she got wounded in Iraq. She was a Marine vet. Like those types, yes, call them out. But dude panhandling on the side of the road, whatever. Anytime I see a dude panhandling and he says I'm a veteran, I immediately think he's lying.
Same.
And there's one dude at the airsoft place I went to who like really was trying to set it home that he was a fucking Green Beret Ranger with the 82nd Airborne. And he was like a sniper and shit. And this dude was like, you look at him and you know he did not serve a lick of time at all. And the worst part was he was getting discounts at this airsoft field, which was being run by a veteran. And the only reason why the only reason why I know is because the guy was with like third ID or some shit.
Wow.
Like the guy was
I
like,
wonder if he's like you. He's like,
hey, I don't fucking care. I mean, like he comes here, he buys shit all the time, like whatever.
Like whatever.
But
what's 5-10% off? Fuck it. He's the only one.
And he would like
spent $30,000.
He was always trying to fucking say this shit to impress the ladies. And the ladies he was trying to impress were like women that are not that smart because they believe it. And they're like, my hero. They were like, I went like, Facebook stalking. And the girl and the women like in his comment section, my hero, my love, my amour. And they're like older fat chicks. Like
and he was eating it up.
Not to be mean, but they were women that are kind of lonely and will be accepting of any attention that they get. And because he is also the same way, but he was also playing the I'm a veteran card to really hook him in, which that's what was pissing me off the most. It was like, dude, you're taking advantage of other women by telling them a lie.
Yeah.
And then like I even like called him out once and I'm like, yeah, you were what again? He was like, I was a special forces sniper with the 82nd Airborne. I'm like, the 82nd Airborne, where's that out of? He's like, Banning. I'm like, no, it's not, you fucking idiot. I'm like, oh, Fort Benning. Fort Benning mean the training area? Like I know that I think the 75th Ranger Regiment's there. But or no, I think it might have been Bragg. I don't know. Fuck Rangers. Anyway. I'm sorry. Not fuck Rangers, but I just have bad history with fucking Rangers from my last unit, so. But let's talk about bullshitto. I call it bullshitto. Basically, it's bullshit training that will 100% result in you dying. And this guy, he went viral on TikTok. Detroit Urban Survival Training. This is a long compilation. It's 11 minutes. But I will say this. There are a lot of these videos in this compilation. A lot. So it's like each one of them is different, of him like in a different scenario and showing a different bullshit move that 100% doesn't work. And I think one of these videos is
each clip beautiful.
Huh?
I said each clip is equally beautiful, though.
Not even just that it's equally beautiful, but I think there's even one in this where you get to see that it doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh, I found it.
Is it in that?
It's at like 5:17. It looks like.
Hang on, I'll be able to tell you. 517.
They're 518.
No. There's another
This
one.
isn't it?
No, let's hit play on it from the beginning.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. I'm going to share with you what to do if you're surrounded by a group of men and they attack you. So if they come at you, what you don't want to do is try to stay in the middle like in a martial arts karate movie, moving in a circle, trying to block, trying to hit. That's not going to work. So if they try to grab and then try to attack you and you try to back up, this is what's going to happen. As you try to back up, you're going to get swarmed and you're still going to be dominated and you're going to lose. What you should do is this.
You're just gonna dance in a circle.
See, when you move in a circle around the crowd, you're able to attack each attacker.
Parkour! Parkour!
Parkour!
What the hell was that?
Detroit Urban Survival Training. I'm going to share with you today some ways.
Pause. The earpiece gets me every time.
Yeah. What is the point?
I don't know. He has that earpiece
See-
on in every fucking video he has. And that watch, it's like the fucking, he's got like a Samsung Galaxy S25 on his fucking wrist.
When I first saw this guy, because of the earpiece and the gloves and the everything, the patches on short sleeves, like whatever the fuck he's got going on, I thought this was like, who's that guy? He acts like a karate black belt instructor, and he does it as a comedy bit.
He has done videos with that guy.
I thought he was doing the same thing.
Now,
I didn't think any of this was real.
So I honestly thought that that's how it was too. And I think he's kind of leaned into that more.
I do too.
But the reason why I think a lot of it was him being serious was this one's a hard one to tell. It really is a hard one to tell because it's like, I can't tell if this is just for comedy or if this is fucking real. Let's keep playing.
Bear hugging you, holding against your will.
Why what?
I was going to say, like, part of me hopes that it's the comedy, but the other part of me is like, it's funnier if it's not.
I know. Let's keep playing. Look at that serious look on his
Take
face.
your leg, wrap it around the heel here, bring your knee to the front, and lock it out. Another way you can do that is on the other leg, the rear, this side, just simply take your leg to the rear, hook, drop it down, and hook out. This can increase your survivability if someone...
No, it won't, because that will not work. Next.
What was that?
On your side. Will you?
What was what?
So they grab here.
That little move with his arm.
Oh, you're on that part right now.
Response to any threat.
What the fuck?
And the way we do that is by taking our elbow over the top here. The reason why we want to go here is because we don't want to go to zero. So we don't want to go here and then start over and then find out he's a better fighter than us. From here, we go here. So it puts us in superior
Find out
position.
he's a better fighter than
Control
us.
or immobilize the threat if necessary. Legally, I just want to escape. If they just grab my wrist.
Legally?
Here. If I want to control. So from here, they grab you. 1, 2, 3. It's very painful. If it's more serious, here, here, here. And that's peeling the eyes and striking the throat and the hyoid. That's how you defend yourself from a grab.
Okay.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. Today we're going to show you what to do for a mobile countermeasure if someone's following
What are you
you.
doing down there, little guy?
If you notice a vehicle behind you, like this black truck, you're going to make 3 consecutive right-hand turns.
Are you going to look at the road?
I have an actual story about this happening to me.
What? Someone following you?
Dude, I was leaving the golf course, okay, with my buddy. And this dude, the left turn signal turns green. Half second. Dude behind me lays on his fucking horn, right? As we're taking the turn, he like whips out, he like guns it, almost rear ends me, whips out to the right, and tries to just speed past me. Now, never do what I did next. I flipped him off. He saw that, got pissed. I keep going. I look in my rear view, and he is slamming on his brakes, trying to figure out if he wants to go right on the highway, and I'm going left. He cuts off the person behind him, starts following me, right? The light turns yellow. I'm like, I'm going to gun it. I gun it. It turns red as I'm under it. He blows the fucking red light and starts following me on the highway.
When was this?
I got my buddy in the passenger seat, and I got my Glock in the glove box, and I'm like,
you got the Glock
gun.
in the Rari.
So he gives me my gun. I have it like right next to me in my cup holder, just like, you know, condition one, ready to fucking go in case this guy gets out of the stoplight and starts running up to my car, right? And fucking get to the light. Thankfully, like I get off on the next exit, get to the light. He's still behind me, and I see that the right turn lane is open, right? So I go over into the right turn lane, take a right, and thankfully, homeboy like stopped. I think he had his wife or whatever in the car with him, and she was probably like, you need to fucking relax. Like, you need to stop this. But he was full on like following me on my ass, trying to get me for flipping him off for being a dickhead driver. I was like, oh fuck. I thought I was gonna have to shoot somebody that day. Thankfully, he quit pursuing, but that's the closest I've ever been to like, I'm about to have to kill somebody. Holy shit.
Well, I wonder what Detroit Survival Urban Training has to say about this, though. That is crazy. That's crazy, though. Like, someone following you and chasing you, and it's just like, I'm gonna have to kill someone today.
Yeah.
This is like life or death, fight or flight type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna make 3 consecutive left-hand turns.
This is how you check to see if someone's following you?
If the car is still behind you, and you look back there, they're still there, you're gonna go to the nearest police station and call 911 on the way. When you call 911, try to keep your operator in line if you can, get your operator number, and then also make sure you get the address, the right police station. In this case, it's 12th Precinct here in Detroit, and you also make sure when the vehicle comes by, and they drive by you, you try to get their license plate number.
Holy fucking transition.
I was about to make a point when I paused it, and of course I paused it right here. Anyway, I was gonna say that might be the only good advice I've ever heard him make.
I was about to say,
go to a police.
Like, that's probably what I should have done. I mean,
like, verify.
I did not think to go by a police station in that situation and keep moving. My only thought was keep moving until I can't, and if the guy gets out of his car, tell him to get the fuck back in his car.
Pretty much, it was just like, okay, so in that situation, it's like, yeah, if you were trying to verify that someone's following you, I would do the same thing, like take turns I normally wouldn't be making, which not like consecutively, but I would make a few consecutive turns. And yeah, go to the police station. Like if someone's really following you, like, sure, call for help. Don't try to handle that on your own. But I want to know what this is.
Don't move. You move, I'll shoot.
What the fuck?
Detroit Survival Training. I want to share with you right now some options you have that can increase your survivability if someone placed a gun to your throat in close quarters. And this is what happens when someone wants to do some incredible harm to you. If they want to take you somewhere, take you hostage, or if they want to torture you. So this is a position you would find yourself in. And instead of allowing them to do that to you, or just allowing them to kill you, here's some options that may increase your survivability. What you can do, number one, is you have to move your head offline from the line of the trajectory of the bullet at the same time that you pull the wrist in. So step one, head goes back as hand is pinned in.
Dead right there.
You're dead right there.
This does not take strength.
As soon as you grab it, you're dead.
Cause a lock on the wrist, which also articulates the barrel away from you. 2, your fingers go here, thrusting into the eyes, and you're thrusting forward. You're not just touching the eyes.
He's like, dude, calm down, fuck.
Down. And from here, if you don't want to get into the ground, you would just redirect the barrel here, and this would give you control and the ability to use the weapon, or if you don't want to shoot them, to back them off. The choice is yours. Detroit Urban Survival Training giving you underneath. The aggressor goes over the top. He runs away to freedom. Same time.
I want to find the one where he fucking.
Weapon. If I bring this weapon out to bear, he is going to shoot. Give an example what that sounds like. Fire. Okay, you'll hear that noise.
What?
All right. You see me pull the weapon, you're gonna fire. Clear?
Where are you at?
I moved ahead to like 7.
First. Yes. Okay, let's try again. Don't say anything.
What is this training that he's trying to do?
And this is an intelligent option. It will help you.
Sounds like a tie.
Right now, he's going to shoot if he sees a weapon. Some information related. Detroit Urban Survival Training. We're going to share with you some information related to human reaction time and identification of a weapon.
Why is the guy behind
right
him look
now,
so
he's gonna
fucking
shoot. He
serious?
sees a weapon. If I bring this weapon out to bear, he is going to shoot.
He is.
Give an example what that sounds like. Fire. Okay, you'll hear that noise. All right. You see me pull the weapon, you're going to fire. Clear? Okay, did you hear this go first? Yes. Okay, let's try again. Don't say anything. That was like a tie. Yeah.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I want to find. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I want to find the Detroit Urban Survival Training. What the fuck?
I do want to say that this tells me, like, yeah, he's talking about human reaction time, but this also tells me that he doesn't understand how being shot works. And, you know, I've never been shot, but I've met a lot of people that have, and your brain doesn't register it immediately, and most of the time it doesn't kill you immediately. You're
Right.
still getting shot in this scenario.
100%. Here, here. Okay, I found the one where he gets the better of him. Here, I'm gonna send it to you right now. You attacked me wrong. That's what's called.
So if they try to back up, wait.
Like a lot of beginning students.
You notice he like fired and backed up and kept firing. And he's like, wait.
Like a normal person.
Like a normal fucking person. What's this one fucking YouTube short? It says it's Detroit Urban Survival Training, but the guy with the gun isn't visually impaired.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. We're going to share with you what to do if someone abducts you and they're sitting in the back seat with a weapon to the side of your skull. Detroit.
Hold on, send me that because I don't have it on my feed.
It's just like you basically heard it. Wait, Sean Strickland meets Detroit Urban Survival Training. Dog, I gotta fucking see this. You know who Sean Strickland is? He's a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
He's like a really good UFC fighter.
How you doing? No, what are you doing, bro? Eye gouge. Yes.
Yo. Eli Aronov. Sean Strickland was here, but funny story about that.
Let me tell you a story. I was telling you something like. Can I fucking?
I almost wonder if Sean Strickland is like, this dude's full of shit, and I'm gonna show it.
Oh man.
Probably.
Here we go.
Flyweight. Gonna come here.
Oh!
Oh shit!
Detroit Urban Survival Training. Today.
Sean Strickland just showed him, your shit doesn't work, dog. That's fucking great. But you also know what else is great? The world's worst firearms training instructor. We're going to start this one from the very beginning because this is weird. This one's fucking like, by the way, don't do this. This is not going to do anything this is not going to do anything.
Using your vehicle and engage somebody should you get to the point that you need to. What we're going under the assumption is you're driving down the street and you get engaged from the front or the side. For some reason you get caught in some weirdo crossfire or something like that. What you want to do is you want to remove yourself from the front of the vehicle because your upper torso is exposed and you could take a round through the windshield. What we're going to be covering are two different things. One, I'm going to evacuate from the front, go into the back seat, open the far rear door. What I'm going to do then is grab the handle, lean down, and I'm just going to press out with one hand and make a simple one-handed shot. Once I do that, I'm going to let go with my top hand, do a simple little roll, go into a standard pistol prone firing position, and we'll engage the target from that point there as well.
Pause.
Here we go.
I'm going to tell you guys this right now. If someone is engaging you from the front, you are dead before you can even fucking think to start this.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and if you're not, your answer is violence of action. That is it.
Not get out and go in the back seat. I'm going to
Your
take the
only
time.
answer, if you are still alive and can respond, is violence.
Not get out of the vehicle, expose yourself to get in the back seat of the vehicle to expose yourself again. Continue playing.
You go.
Oh, God.
You're dead.
You just got shot through your door.
You're dead right now. Like, you're dead before you even got to this point.
Yep.
You're also dead before you got that shot off. You took too long. By the way, that target is probably like 10 feet in front of the truck. Oh my God. He just fucking, hang on, let's back up a bit. I want to watch him fucking just eat shit falling out of this again.
Why did he put his weapon down?
He put his weapon down. Also, don't do that. Like, you put your weapon down in the middle of a firefight, you're dead.
I get probably range safety, but this is dumb.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my fucking... I gotta send this to my buddy Tony. Okay. I gotta send this to him because it is insane.
As you can see, it wasn't that bad. We had a little bit of shaking and wobbling.
As you can see, it wasn't that bad. Bro, come on. Come the fuck on. You were dead twice now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. My shit's lagging.
A couple of shots, but overall, we were still able to put enough targets on round to stop the immediate...
Enough targets on round.
They were not fast enough if you were in an active fight.
No, did you hear what he said? We moved fast enough.
Enough targets on round?
Yeah. Not enough rounds on target.
Threat, and that's what we're trying to do here. One of the things that I really liked, we've been able to use a lot of Crimson Trace's products this year, and one of the things I like about it is I can kind of confirm my sight. My hand was shaking a little bit because I was hanging upside down. That put me a little bit better on target, so when I did blow a shot, it had nothing to do with the laser. The laser is going to hit right where I'm pointing it, just had to do with me. Another thing, though, is with this Atlantic Marksman ammunition that we picked up, we've got less recoil, we're flying faster, and it just seems to be a lot more accurate. We've shot it at 100 yards and not had a problem with it whatsoever, and up here and close, it's just even better. But having that recoil, especially when you're in a compromised position, reduced, really helps out a lot. And then if you can do that barrel rise isn't that ammo is caliber. So
he's the kind of guy that says 45s are good for stopping power.
Yeah.
Versus any bullet's good for stopping power.
It's
oh
a
my!
bullet.
I want to see more from this guy. Easy Bake Gun Club. Is this the same? No, it's not the same guy. No.
I love the idea of training shooting from awkward positions. This is not how you do it.
No, not at all, dude. Like, listen, if you are getting shot at from the front of your vehicle, your best bet literally is to hide behind the dashboard because you're behind the block, the engine block. You're not gonna, you do not get out. You get away. You need to get the fuck away. Yeah. Get behind your dash, fucking make an evasion, something. Because this is already a tough spot to get out of. You're not gonna get out of the vehicle to fucking get in the back seat of the vehicle so that you can kind of do some fucking weird little movie stunt and lay out and get enough targets on round, you know?
Yeah. And if you are going to get out, okay, because this is something you can look up any good training video. If you are going to get out, so you don't have to deal with the windshield affecting your round, immediately start shooting whenever you open your door and you have that fucking huge field of view towards your target between the door and your fucking seat.
Honestly, no.
Cover. Bullets are gonna go right through your door, but
fuck that. First, if you were in a situation where you can evade and you have to shoot back, shoot through that fucking windshield.
That's what I'm saying. Though.
It's gonna affect your rounds.
If you're even gonna get out, don't do all that weird shit that he
like. If you're gonna get out to get into a different position, at least fucking send some rounds first or while you're doing it through the windshield. Fuck your windshield at that point. I get it in this.
Your car's already got holes in it.
I get it in this scenario. He's using a nice brand new Tundra, and doesn't want to blast out his fucking windshield. Which is why, in the case like this, if you're gonna do this kind of training, use a fucking dog shit car. A car that's like you are shooting at all the time. Blake is frozen. Did I just lose him? What the fuck just happened?
I have no idea. Did I freeze on your end?
Yeah, did I freeze on my end?
Yeah.
I wonder if it was my internet.
I'll check mine. Mine's still up.
Mine's still up too. It's been acting wonky though. Lately, I've been having some really bad performance issues on my fucking YouTube. But anyway, yeah, you're not gonna fucking do this. You're gonna send rounds to the fucking windshield and you're gonna go, now this guy, the next video, this dude is 100% gonna get people fucking killed.
I've never seen this guy's.
All right, so let me know when you're ready. He's at the range, red shirt, right?
Yeah, the short video.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's play it. Oh my God, he shot the fucking ceiling of the gun range.
Who authorized him to do this?
Watch. Let's watch. It's replaying again. He draws. Stupid knife shot.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, he shot the fucking
Right
ceiling.
through the ceiling.
I want to see what the comments say. I'm surprised he still has his left hand. So did he shoot the ceiling? He had to have. Yes, an underutilized knife and gun combo attack. He tries that more than a few times to only be able to count to 5 because nothing will be left of that hand. Dude. Yeah, this fucking guy.
Ceiling be like, can I get a little help here?
All right, so now the next video, so this guy's name is Voda Consulting, right? So the next video, let's play it. By the way, this dude is like super unsafe with all of this training. Like, he will shoot somebody.
There's no need. Okay, now what we're looking for is good leg strength, which means do some iron mind, yes. And if we go this way and we simply come straight up, of course we've looked to check, because what we see on the ground we may not see standing, right? Okay, then we just simply get up. Look, check. That's how we take things here. What? So we would not take. Sit yourself out. Besides, very rarely do people really stand like this too much fucking anyway. They normally want something.
What? Use your fucking training voice.
Yes.
Voda.
Alright, quiet. Clear.
They're counting each time that like someone's pointing a gun at the other person in an unsafe way.
Yeah.
I can't listen to the fucking dinging. But we did find his YouTube. We really did find his YouTube. So I wanted to go into this dude's YouTube kind of, so let's demonstrate marksmanship fundamentals. I mean, you were like literally 5 yards from the fucking target. So. Wait, is there a video playing right now? Oh, dude, it's a fucking trailer. He's got a trailer for his YouTube channel. We're watching that.
What?
Yeah, if you go to I sent you his YouTube channel, right?
Yeah. Voda Inc. Film choreography. That one? Is that the trailer?
Yeah, let me see. Maybe not that one, but there's one where he literally has a gun pointed at the chest of the fucking person he's instructing. Oh, yeah, he even has the short of him fucking doing the little cool knife guy thing. Oh my god!
Which one is this?
So if you go to his shorts, it's like the one on the right in the red shirt.
What the fuck?
Bro, come on. Dude, and you know what? This is the thing. I told my wife, I said, people like this freak me out at the range because accidents happen because of people like this. I hate being around people like this. Yesterday when I went to the range, there were some kids that they were younger. They were all about fucking like, yeah, let's try this gun, and they were like fucking rapid firing everything. They would go back to the desk, check out a new gun. But I can tell you right now confidently, they dropped like $300 something at the range that day because they were getting a new gun and you have to buy the ammo. So it's like, you know, you're renting a gun, you're taking a gun out to the range, you got to buy the ammo. They were shooting fucking 5.56. They were shooting like other handguns. And they were just like pop, 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 like that in the fucking, and then they're in the lane next to me. And the dude's like, it's just like Call of Duty. And I'm like, oh my God. And then as I'm leaving, they were trying to get the Desert Eagle. And I was like, oh, I said, is this your guy? I even asked him, like, is this your guys' first time at the range? He's like, oh, it's my second time. This is his first time. I'm like, the only reason why I ask is because everybody that goes to the range for their first time wants to shoot the Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
And I know this because I was that person. But everybody that's new to the range wants to shoot the Desert Eagle. Now, here's the thing. Not everybody should be shooting the Desert Eagle. That gun is so fucking powerful. And if you've never shot guns before, you cannot actually, you can't anticipate what that recoil is like. Until you've felt recoil and worked your way up to it, there's nothing that can prepare you for it. Because if you're thinking it's going to be the same as a 45 or a 9mm, you are in for a fucking rough day. That gun is like a cannon, and it's so loud. It is fucking loud. It's a 50 caliber. So it's like, yeah, it's naturally going to be loud. I'm trying to find more of this fucking Voto Consulting shit.
I'm trying to find a specific.
Oh, so if I go to the search.
Here it is.
It's him.
Hold on.
Is it him?
This has to be in.
I'm in a video where he's about to try to clear a room. Oh, this guy. Yes.
I love this so much. Let me know when you have it pulled up.
I got it pulled up right now. Oddly enough, he's really quick on that.
Yeah, he's very quick with it. It just looks so scary.
It looks very irresponsible. It looks very irresponsible. Very, very irresponsible. So I'm back on the Voto.
Have you ever seen?
If I go to Voto Consulting, if you hit in the search bar, you'll have one where it's like him in front of a door, like he's about to clear a room.
I'm in front of a door. Oh, okay. In his shorts.
Hold on. What is?
No, wait. That's a bay.
Oh, by the way, hang on. I got to go back to the dude that thinks he's John Wick. I forgot to go to the article video. There you go. Yeah. Fucking god damn, bro. What are you? You're dead. You're dead. You didn't check your left corner at all. Listen, I don't clear rooms much at all. I don't have hardly any training in it. The minimal training that I do, I can even see that he did not properly clear his left corner. He went tunnel vision straight in. Dude's watched way too many fucking movies. Now, hang on, I want to go back to the second video that I was sending. I'll turn the volume down on it though, so we can kind of see. Like the second video that I was showing, where he was teaching the people in their house. There's a point where it comes up where he's literally got a gun right, like the firearms straight to her chest. Like they're all flagging each other. They all might as well point one back. Moves back in front of the gun. Yeah, dude, they just keep going in front of each other's gun. But yeah, this dude, this is such an unsafe thing to do, man. Don't ever do this shit. Yeah, but more Voda Consulting. Like this dude, this guy, I can't believe this guy makes these videos and posts them to the fucking internet for everyone. He's like, I did something good.
Tell you that there's always more than one way to do something.
It's. I want to know his background. There can't be much other than self-taught.
You know what? We can actually probably find this out. Let me search Google Voda Consulting. I love how the the next one is Voda Consulting shoots student. So is Voda Consulting mentally challenged? So YouTuber proves he is with science and a shot timer. For the last several weeks, Voda Consulting has taken some rather serious heat for the video that they released where the founder of Voda Consulting, Michael Thurville, aka Lucian Black, posted a video of him performing something he called the EDA ECK drill. The question that had to be answered is Voda Consulting retarded? Now, I previously wrote a post about Thurville's response on the gun community's outcry after the video was posted that he likely went over like a fart in church. But the YouTuber has taken upon himself to answer that very question by using science, truth, facts, and a shot timer. Now, hang on. Let me look at this fucking... Maybe now, Mike. So that's this one that shot the student is not him. So let's see. YouTuber Bastion Black performance drug a cardboard target out and an airsoft gun, a timer, and a knife out to a range to see if he was faster, and used other carry positions to see if something else had more efficient or faster. Not only was he faster than Thurville with the EDA ECK drill, but when he switched over to his preferred carry position, he was significantly faster as well when he went to use the knife only. Okay. Thurville's response: the results were inadmissible because the real gun wasn't used. No matter the Bastion Black performance used an airsoft gun in the interest of the safety. I mean, who really wants to shoot themselves by accident? That approximated a real steel gun. So, okay. I want to see Voda Consulting shoots student. Then there's another thing that I've seen people do, and I'll try to find this too. How long have we been doing this? Oh, we've been at it for a bit, so we'll probably do that another time. There's a guy that goes around and he looks for people that are open carrying, and he pulls their gun out of their holster to prove that they need a better holster.
That's stupid.
Yes. He like walks up to people, grabs the gun, and pulls out of the holster, and they're like, what the fuck? And like, oh, hey, wait, my name is so-and-so. And they're like, you just disarmed somebody with a live firearm. Now, the next video, the worst tactical training video, quote unquote, I really want you guys to see this. This is the last one we'll look at. This is stupid. Stupid. Are you on it? Dude's like pointing in this cardboard target. All right, let's hit play. Nice.
No.
I don't trust a fucking single person to do this.
Good job. We did something I can say similar when I was in Korea. We had a bunch of ammo, and we were like, let's look at doing different kinds of ranges. Let's try something new here. And it was like NCOs get together, figure out something that might be beneficial that we've never done before. Okay.
Yes.
And what we did was we had everybody line up. Okay. And we would have the person in the back step out of the line, right? So we weren't quite this close, and we had targets set downrange. So the shooter was behind everybody in line, and he would step out like a person and a half out of the line and shoot down the range, right? And walk forward past everybody shooting the target, which, you know, honestly, when we did it, I was like, someone's about to shoot me in the fucking back somehow. No one was hurt. Everyone was okay. It was done on a safe range, and we did it in a safe way. And kind of the benefit to that, the idea behind it, was getting used to someone shooting like that at a target near you, which very well can happen in a combat zone very easily.
Yes.
You're looking one way, your buddy's behind you, a bad guy pops out, he's got to kill him before he kills you because you just didn't see him, right? Yeah. They are way too fucking close to be doing a drill like this, one.
I just sent
and
you...
two, just don't.
I just sent you the full video of their whole training thing. Because I found their YouTube. I found their I straight up found their channel. And I will say this.
Oh, fuck.
Funny enough, if you scroll down, comments are turned off. Ugh.
Really awesome.
Now, you want to know some crazy fact that I found out? Especially, in the soft community, you know how they do a lot of room clearing? There's one thing that they don't ever tell you, is that there are a lot of guys that die during that training.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just get shot.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Doing live round room clearing is a scary thing, especially when you get new guys.
Oh.
Because,
they get jumpy.
It's scary.
They get jumpy.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because, it's their first time doing it. They want to make sure that they're not going to shoot anybody, but you also can't wait too long to fire your weapon when you see a target. You can't point your rifle, make sure everything's 100% A-okay because you need to train for a real life scenario. You see the target, you shoot the target, right? That's where it comes down to, is everybody going to their respective places in the scenario of clearing a room and being safe about it, as safe as you can. But it is scary because the corners are tight. You're standing next to each other. Rounds are flying by you. You know what I mean? You're a little offset. You're not online shooting. Everyone's running around in this place. It's just controlled chaos, and it is scary. And yeah, people get shot all the time doing that kind of stuff.
So I sent you the video, the full video of these guys, and we're gonna watch that real quick. It'll be the last thing we do. Wow. The thumbnail is fucking Splinter Cell, and the dude's face is photoshopped to Sam Fisher. Oh my God.
Awesome.
And the first thing, he's got an actual gun pointing at the dude's fucking throat. Oh my God, they're using live ammo during... This is, pause, this is Detroit urban survival training with live ammo. Essentially.
That's scary.
That's fucking horrifying.
Jin grabs for my weapon. So first thing I do, I want to secure it so that he can't get away. Once I get control of that weapon, I turn.
Oh my fuck, there's so many areas for someone getting shot.
I know.
I get two. Now, use that elbow, clear it, and extend.
The whole time they're doing with live... Oh my God, he puts the fucking gun into his throat.
Yeah, if he continues to strike, now I can use the butt. I can coming in.
Now pause, hang on. I know, now that I know that they're doing this shit with a round in the chamber, him pushing that gun into the dude's throat, you know there's a round in the chamber. Literally one fucking slip of the finger, and you just killed somebody. And you wonder why fucking comments are turned off. We gotta deep dive this fucking idiot.
Again, right? I can just continue to use the middle. It could be an umbrella. I don't know what it is. Boom. Then enter. Right? Back to using a muzzle. Boom. 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 Boom.
Who is this guy?
Just a regular type of stick or a pipe. And then
Obviously, he's a fucking fraud, but I want to know, credentials.
He had more pants on. Was he a Marine once?
So basically,
I hope not. All right, go up a bit after the sticks thing, so 155.
I'll slam my slide forward just to give a little bit of a deceit. Bam, slide lock, I see him coming at me. Pop, same time that I hook. I'm jabbing him right inside his throat, then I'm going straight into his temple. Boom. I carrying into the temple, I could continue to hit with my weapon, hit with my flashlight, hit with my weapon, hit with my flashlight. So now I still have my firearm, which is an impact weapon, but I've taken it from being impact in terms of shooting a projectile to impact using the steel. Boom, boom, get online, get online.
One thing about that too. Blocks and semi-automatic with slides. If you push the slide back
It won't
just
fire.
a little bit into your target, it will not fire. Why would you do that? Why does your firearm need to become a blunt object weapon in a firefight? What? Like,
I don't know.
Okay, if you're going hand to hand and you can't shoot, use it. But if you can shoot and you're in a spot where you can just back up and continue putting rounds on target, why would you get yourself closer? And then also put your hands in the line of fire and then immediately start firing where your hand just went. That's just like,
You're gonna blow your fucking
you
fingers
do
off.
that. Exactly. You let's say you've trained to do exactly that. Same thing with the guy with the knife. I was thinking about this. You're doing this in a controlled environment where you can get your hand back every time. Say you go to do that. Say the knife gets stuck. Say the bad guy grabs your hand. Well, now your muscle memory is to immediately fire.
Yep.
Half a second after your hand was just there. You're going to shoot yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Keep playing. I want to know why this guy's floating in the air. Yeah, they are using live ammo. Because did you hear the fucking plink when they were shooting? They are using live ammo during all of this. So when you see how he had the orange bottom magazine, he put the slide forward and he was like hitting him with the muzzle at his throat. There was a round in the chamber the whole fucking time.
This is so dumb.
Did I fucking forget to go to
If you want to
articles?
get into, huh?
Hang on.
Why is this dude dressed like John Wick?
I don't know. Wow.
What is it? Black
impact
is it
weapons.
black equal danger?
This guy is G1 student Jin, aka Gadget. He gave himself a call sign. I love it when people give themselves call signs because we all know that your call sign is not cool ever. It's always from something stupid. You don't give yourself.
You don't pick it.
And you don't pick it. No. Let's keep watching this fucking idiot. I don't know why he's wearing a fucking suit shirt.
G1 Tacti-cool. Thanks, Jen.
Impact weapons with Chris Collins.
Muzzle control.
Oh, dude, that's the fucking muzzle control. I bet you he thinks he's so fucking cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
God. How old is this? 13 years ago? This is 13 years old?
This speed and accuracy one's the only one that's like, obviously.
That's the only one that's like relatively safe. Let's see. Chris Collins and his team. Okay, let's look. I got to Google this because this is old, right? Actually, before I Google this, I want to look at his fucking YouTube page. When was his last upload? His last video upload was 9 years ago. This guy's name is Chris Collins. Okay.
Tactical Solutions. By the way, I want to read the description, first couple sentences on that video we just watched, the long one. Follow G1 Tactical Solutions, Chris Collins and his team of professional trainers and operatives as they take the fight to organized crime and terrorism in the Philippines. G1 Tactical and local government agencies tackle the problems of training deficiencies, corruption, drug trafficking, illegal gambling, money laundering, and extortion. Watch as the G1 team trains government agents and prepares to kick down doors.
Irresponsible firearms instructors of the day, G1 Tactical Solutions. This is from 2011. I'm trying to find if anything happened to why they are not uploading anymore. Because usually that's a good indicator that something happened. And how about this? What happened? Maybe if I look that. Yeah, they haven't made a post in like 11 fucking years.
Dude, it went from firearms to
martial arts.
MMA and boxing.
And it even says michaelbain.tv. It says these idiots are going to get someone killed. I'm surprised someone didn't get killed.
I am too.
Like, maybe if I hit the news. Yeah, no news articles about it. Like, that's very surprising that no one died. But yes, like, I say this again. If you're going to take up training like this, and by the way, if you're going to carry, train. I don't give a fuck if you think you know everything you know. I am experienced with firearms. I still will go to classes. I'm still going to go and get training with my everyday carry. I'm going to get actual training, go to the range, get familiar, you know, practice empty, practice holstering and reholstering, unholstering, reholstering, empty. Do that so that you can get familiar with how it feels. But don't, obviously, like, if you're going to fucking do training like this, get trained by an actual accredited professional so that you don't get yourself or someone else killed or hurt during all of this. Because they're, like, for example, like this shit that we were just watching, these dudes don't know what the fuck they're doing. They might look cool while they're doing it. Like, it's you know, like that one dude we saw, he seemed like really smooth with it, but it's still super unsafe. You're not going to ever fucking do the shit that guy did.
There is also, like, if you want to train in a close scenario like that, there is zero need for a regular everyday Joe to do it with live rounds. Do it with a dummy gun. If you go somewhere and they're using live rounds for that shit, I'd be like, hey, no.
Even seasoned people don't do this shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, but if you know, again, if you're gonna train in close proximity like that, like, don't do it with live fucking ammunition, for the love of God.
And then,
please,
and if you are, don't fucking point your muzzle at people. That's the other thing that I don't understand. This is how you know that a person is a fraudulent trainer. When they put the muzzle of their gun and point it at another person during training. No real instructor will ever fucking do that. Ever. No real instructor will ever fucking have the barrel pointed at somebody else during the training. It's always going to be at the target. Because what's the thing they always say? Never point your weapon at something you don't intend to shoot. And like you just leave that window open for someone to get shot when you do shit like that. Now the fucking Russians do it a little differently because they're fucking Russians, so they can do whatever they want. But there was even one training where I saw it was live fire. It was like, you know, shoot near the person. And the dude got popped in the fucking arm. Like, and
it's very easy to do. Very easy to pull around.
Hang on. Guy gets shot in arm during training.
The first clip, I looked up just crazy Russian training video, and it was fucking, they pulled around and shot each other in their vests.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that shit, too. But anyway, I can't find the video. I'm not going to deep dive anymore. But yeah, he's like standing there next to the target. The target's literally like peeking around him. And they're shooting it, and the fucking round just goes right through the meat of his arm. And I'm like,
I think I've seen that before.
That is so fucking, you're asking for shit like that to happen.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, if you're going to do this shit,
stay safe.
Stay safe. Guns are not toys. They're tools, and they're lethal in the wrong fucking hands. But honestly, guns are only as dangerous as the person that's handling them.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be stupid, especially at the range. Don't fucking bring the knife thing and start shooting fucking ceiling at your gun range. That is the quickest way to get thrown off the fucking range and never allowed to come back. Is trying to pull stupid shit like that. Like that's why most ranges don't let you do holster training. Because most people, when they get shot by accident from a negligent discharge, is when they're holstering and unholstering and reholstering.
Have you seen that video of the dude doing that?
I just fucking shot myself. Yeah, that guy. He's like, he's trying to quick draw and he fucking blasts himself in the leg. Yeah, and that's why like a lot of people, they appendix carry, which is in the front. I will not do that until I am extremely trained. Because you're in the triangle of death right there. You're looking at both femoral arteries, your dick, your balls. You got a gun pointing at your fucking stick and jewels, and like literally like the one wrong slip of the finger, bam, you're shooting yourself in the cock, like, or in the fucking femoral artery, and you're gonna die.
Yep.
That's why like
I used to carry like that.
And
then I got a gut, and I've refused to now because I'm like, I can't effectively draw from here because my fat is in the fucking way.
The biggest reason why I want to lose weight is for my concealed carry. Like, I just want to be able to effectively be able to carry without, my gut hanging over the beaver tail of my gun.
Yeah, same.
I'm just like, hang on.
Welcome to being a veteran.
The fucking pulling your shirt up and shit, and you're just you have to like grab the whole thing instead of your shirt, and you're just like flop pulling your gut up to draw.
Yeah,
because your fucking shit's like. You ever see that one fat dude that's got like an AK under his fat roll? Yeah. He like fucking like pulls. He like fucking swings his gut forward and pulls an AK out. Like shit. Like that's how I would. That's how I would feel appendix carrying. Like my just fucking. I'm sitting. It can't be comfortable with a gut. Like you're sitting down, your stomach is like sitting down over the back of your fucking gun, pushing down.
Yep.
No,
it is not. And I have my grip is stippled.
Mine too.
So it's just like sandpaper.
Mine
on
too.
My fucking gut, and I started getting like, it just started aggravating it real bad, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I've gained too much weight.
Like even for me, like I'm gonna side carry. I'm gonna strong side carry, like inside the waist belt too. But yeah, like my grip is like, because it's a new gun, so it's really stippled. And I was like, I kind of tucked it in my unloaded. By the way, I tucked it in my pants to kind of get a feel of what the grip would feel like. And I'm like, oh, this is not gonna be fun to carry. It's gonna be rubbing on me pretty bad. So. Anyway, let's wrap this up. I gotta eat. I'm fucking starving, and it's like 3:00. So,
do it.
Thanks for hanging out, man. We will in a couple weeks have somebody here.
We will.
Would have been on today, but we told them not to be today. They'll be on, and I'm not gonna be here next weekend. I'm leaving Wednesday for Dallas. Yeah. So I'm going to set this, I'm going to edit this episode probably tomorrow or Monday. Schedule it so it'll go out on fucking Wednesday. I'm going to put it out on Wednesday. Fuck it. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Sorry it took a long break. Life is busy. So. But we'll catch you guys we'll catch you guys in the next episode of the Barracks Party. Love y'all. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.